始。呢個論壇嘅發起係由於香港大學學生會於9月3日開學之前，透過 mass email 向同學宣布將會發動呢個全民公投。內容嘅議案如下：第一，學生事務長周偉南博士不適合於香港大學內擔任有關學生事務嘅職位。第二，前大康教授不適合擔任香港大學首席副校長。是次全民公投發起後，學生眾說紛紜。有見及此，香港大學學生會評議會嘅部分議員就籌備呢個論壇，俾校方嘅代表同埋發起是次公投嘅學生會幹事可以向廣大嘅同學交代事件嘅細節。呢個論壇亦都係個平台，俾校方嘅代表、學生會嘅幹事同埋其他嘅同學可以作出一個多方面嘅交流。喺今日，我哋好榮幸可以邀請到以下嘅嘉賓去參與呢個論壇。Today we are gathered to have with us 校方代表 from school 學生事務長周偉立博士 Dr. Albert Chow, Dean of Student Affairs。其次係首席副校長錢大康教授 Professor Roland Kim, Deputy Board Chancellor。之後係主理校園發展嘅副校長麥培斯教授 Professor John Melvin, Co-Chancellor and Vice President in Infrastructure。另外亦都有學生會嘅代表，首先係香港大學學生會嘅會長陳冠康，其次係香港大學學生會內務副會長張楚希。And from Students' Union, we are gathered to have the Students' Union of the President of Students' Union, Dan Chan, and also the Internal Vice President, Ernest Zhang。其次係院會嘅代表 from Faculty Society， 首先係香港大學學生會文學院學生會代表阮傑成。We will have Still Vice Chairman, External Arts Association, the University of Hong Kong Students' Union。其次係香港大學學生會醫學會代表盧康業。We have Wilson Low, External Vice Chairman, Medical Society, the University of Hong Kong Students' Union。之後我哋有社堂嘅代表 from Hall Students Association。首先係孫智新堂宿生會代表李志謙。係 Samson Lee 孫智新堂同埋大學堂嘅宿生會代表畢志朗。We will have University Hall。咁我哋亦都好遺憾地，可能由於時間嘅倉促，咁我哋邀請到之前亦都有邀請到香港大學學生會常務秘書柯文俊、香港大學學生會評議會主席譚振升以及龍華街嘅宿舍代表，但係由於時間倉促或者係未能聯絡，佢哋係未能出席今次嘅公開論壇嘅。咁再一次多謝各位出席今次嘅論壇啦。咁而家我哋就會介紹一下之後論壇嘅流程。首先就由校方代表發言，每位校方代表都有5分鐘嘅時間發言。咁如果超過5分鐘咧，係會暫停發言嘅。其後係學生代表發言，學生代表發言嘅順序分別係學生會嘅幹事、院會代表同埋社堂代表。同樣地，為免壟斷發言，每位學生代表只會有5分鐘嘅時間發言，當時間夠就將會暫停發言嘅。第三部分係台上互相詢問，台上嘅各位代表可以就住今次嘅討論而重點去詢問呢個對方。最後就會將個話語權放返俾廣大嘅香港大學學生，每人都會有3分鐘嘅時間去發言，亦都可以逐問。但係如果過咗3分鐘之後，我哋將會暫停你喺呢個環節嘅發言嘅。咁重申一點，我哋今次嘅討論重點係香港大學龍華街宿舍延期入宿，以及是次嘅公投安排。咁希望大家本住理性討論嘅原則，就唔好作出任何人身攻擊，以及注意言語嘅運用。如果唔係，主持有機會係會斟酌而係暫停你嘅發言嘅。咁首先，我哋有請校方代表發言。
Can I use English?
Yes,
Anyone don't understand English? Please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. I'm very glad to see you all here. Are you enjoying the new campus? Is it nice? Have you been to the Learning Common in the library and in the Learning Common in the Centennial campus? It's very nice, and I hope you enjoy it. And we have also a few new restaurants. I hope that you will try it and give us feedback, and then we'll try to improve. Let me go back to the topic of the day. We, meaning the students, have been involved in this discussion in the internet for many days. I just want to say a few things, and then I'll pass the details to John, and he will give you all the details of constructions and delay and all the facts. First of all, I would want to say that the university, Hong Kong U, your Hong Kong U, we respect and welcome students' opinion. We respect and welcome students' participation. We also respect and welcome students' critical comments in how we do things. So we have really no problem with having student union criticizing what we do and suggesting good ways for us to improve. We respect and welcome all these for many years in the past and many years to come. So this is an important message that we are Hong Kong U students. We have the rights and the privilege and the freedom to express our opinion, to participate in the university. Having said that, I would like to also say that I hope all of these rights and privilege must be based on facts, integrity and fairness. Without these components, all the discussion will be wasting your time and wasting our time. So I hope students will respect our welcoming young students to participate, to express and to criticize us. But it has to be based on facts, integrity and fairness. I was being asked by email, by student publication, by a lot of students and colleagues around town, what is my role in this whole event? Being the Provost and Deputy Vice Chancellor of Hong Kong U, and being a long-serving member of the Hong Kong higher education sector in other universities and with the government, I have been involved in 334 for 6 years in my life. It's not just these 2 months. My responsibility to the whole Hong Kong and particularly to Hong Kong U is that I work with the government, UGC, to secure funding, to build our buildings, to launch new programs, to hire professors and scholarships and so on and so forth. So I am responsible of securing the 334 funding from University Grant Committee. That's my first responsibility. Then, with the funding and money, I'm also responsible to allocate this funding to our 10 faculties. That's part of my job. I'm also responsible for appointing the professors who teach you in your classrooms and teach you in your lab. I'm also responsible for the 334 curriculum policy and the implementation. I'm also responsible for the advanced level and Hong Kong DSE admission, the teaching and learning infrastructure, and student support and services. Finally, all these things boil down to the implementation. I'm also leading a group called the 334 Risk Management and Contingency Planning. That has been in action for over years, planning and coming up with a contingency plan to deal with all the issues from curriculum, from teaching, to canteen, to hostels. So this is my responsibility, and the龍華街hostel is part of that. And this part, I'm also actively involved. I am the one who convened a group when we received the air quality data.
Thank you, Professor. Shall we pass the mic
Okay.
to Pepper?
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming to this forum. I just want to tell you something about the facilities. You'll be aware that the introduction of the 4-year program has required that we build some rather significant new facilities. The Centennial Campus is 1/3 extra campus space, and Longwan Street, 1,800 hostel places. Now, I noted that this meeting was supposed to start at around 12:15, but actually started half an hour late due to unforeseen circumstances. And I want to express my view about unforeseen circumstances. These are reasons for delays in building projects, okay? You cannot predict exactly when the buildings are going to be finished. We started in 2007 on the 1st of April with the Centennial Campus, and in 2009 with the Longwa Street project. This is when the government handed over the land to us, and this is when we can start. Now, if you look at that, that's 5.5 years to build the Centennial Campus and 3.5 years to build Longwa Street. This is actually record time. The Water Supplies Department said it would take 7 years just to move the water supplies in the Centennial Campus. It's normally 4 to 5 years to build something like Longwa Street. We've been working round the clock to get these things finished. And there were certain unforeseen circumstances. You can't predict typhoons, you can't predict landslides, you can't predict unforeseen ground circumstances, etc., etc. But we've come in pretty close to time. Maybe a few days late, a week or so late. Just something about the formaldehyde, because I know that people have been asking questions about formaldehyde, and it's been in the newspapers. Formaldehyde is in the air everywhere. You're breathing it right now. You're not breathing it, obviously, in what might be considered toxic quantities, but it's everywhere. And it emanates from a variety of substances, but wood that's used for building furniture, plyboard and chipboard, for example, emanate formaldehyde. Now, normally we would try to have a situation where we could air the buildings before people moved in, but because of the tight constraints in getting the 4-year program underway, and because the government handed over the land so late to get the building projects finished, we've had to move people in a very short time span. This means that the buildings haven't been aired. But if you know anything about formaldehyde, you know that the effect lasts for a few days and then dies off very, very quickly. It's a hockey stick kind of graph. For 4 or 5 days, you may have readings which are not acceptable. We wanted to err on the side of safety. So we decided that until we got 6 consecutive days of safe readings, low enough readings for the formaldehyde, we would not move people in. Now, it's not a custom in Hong Kong or anywhere else actually to do indoor air quality measurements rigorously like this in new buildings. We've learned a lesson here, and we will be doing it in the future. But I just wanted to indicate to you that there are unforeseen circumstances, and with a very tight program, there's always the possibility of delay. That's all I have to say.
Well, dear students and colleagues, I would like to join Professor Chin and Professor Malpas to thank all of you for coming here. We are facing a lot of challenges in the new curriculum with the double cohort, and I'm very, very grateful to many colleagues and many student helpers, student hosts who did help, who helped a lot in the past few weeks for us to smoothly going into the new semester. I'm very, very grateful. Now, I would like to say a few things very quickly. The first one is my role in the Longwa Street Residential College project. I deal with student affairs. So my major role is to make sure that students who are moving into the residential buildings will be well taken care of after we take over the buildings. For instance, we put together a site office, and once we take over the buildings, we send our site staff to do cleaning, to prepare the flats for students to move in. I also work with students and my colleagues on the residential education model. That consultation started actually in 2006, based on a lot of forums, surveys, working groups, and then we arrived at this model of doing it as a residential college, and that proposal was approved by the Senate in December 2010. One suggestion is that I could not deliver my promise and to move students in on the 5th of September. At a tea gathering with the media on the 30th of August, I did say that we plan to move students into Block A and B on the 5th of September. I also said indoor air quality check was going on. So now on the 30th of August, to the best of my knowledge and to the best of all the information I got, I was planning, my colleagues were planning to move students on the 5th of September. But comes September the 4th, we got the final set of data of the formality readings in the afternoon. And then Professor Chin quickly convened a meeting, and then at that meeting, because of health and safety concerns, we decided not to move students into the flats, or we delayed the move in. That is out of health and safety concern. And then right after that, in the early evening, my colleagues and I gathered at LUMOS Street, and then we kicked in the contingency plan. Now, I have to emphasize that having a contingency plan is a good management strategy, particularly when you deal with projects which are totally new, and that would involve uncontrollable or unforeseen factors. Okay, having a contingency plan doesn't mean that I plan not to move the students in on the 5th of September. So on the 4th of September, we kick in the contingency plan. We make sure the students could move into the hotels on the following day. We make sure there will be coaches, and then we made up a set of question and answer, and then make sure that more than 15 colleagues who were involved in the project were all properly briefed, and all of us will reply student inquiries in the same way. That is very, very important. Because once we released the news, we anticipated a lot of inquiries would be coming in. And indeed, we did. We got more than 200 inquiries through email and telephone calls over the next 10, 12 hours. So it was absolutely important for us to get everyone onto the same page, and then we released the news. And then we released the news first to those who are directly affected, namely the students who are scheduled to move in on the following day, so on and so forth. And then I contacted Mr. Ben Chen shortly after 11 o'clock, but we didn't manage to speak to each other until I think 12:40 or so, or close to 1 o'clock. So that was the timeline. After I talked with Mr. Ben Chen and his colleagues, actually I sent emails to other colleagues who are on the second round of information, that sort of thing. So that was the way we worked on the 4th of September. Now, for communication with students, actually, over the last few years, we have been in very close communication with students, executive committee members of the Hong Kong Youth Student Union, and many other students. Starting in the summer, actually, our contact has become more frequent because the 334 KA was approaching. So we had telephone or email exchanges several times a week, and then we also have face-to-face dialogue, sometimes formal, sometimes informal. We also had forums to talk about the new curriculum, and then we also help with the preparation of the orientation leaders, so on and so forth. So these are
Thank you, Dr. Chow.
convey information to students. Thank you.
多謝韋立博士。咁就而家我哋請學生代表發言。咁首先係學生會嘅代表。
Thank you, Dr. Chow, Professor Chin, Professor Marcus for attending this forum, and thank you organizers for organizing this forum to allow the university representatives to further communicate with we students. And for years, the Hong Kong Youth Students Union have been insist on the joint governance of the university by both the students and teachers, because we wish to ensure that student voice are to be heard and to be implemented in various university policies. And many people say that the general polling was initiated as a reported solely on the construction delay of the residential college on Long Wan Street. However, I wish to say that conducting the general polling is not solely on this matter. but the delay of the Longwan Street Residential College have reflected that student voice, active participation and enthusiasm and potential contribution in various university affairs was ignored and rejected to a certain extent by the university. For instance, we did propose to the Vice Chancellor who are heading, or to the Deputy Vice Chancellor who are heading the crisis management group of the 334 curriculum on the potential contribution of students. We did identify the problems, we did offer solutions to the university. However, we were unable to join the crisis management group to contribute to the university. We are also unable to get the most updated information and disclose to the students regularly. And we believe that, for instance, why the bad plans were not previously mentioned, was not disclosed to students in advance. Why can't students to get the most updated information, but until the last minute of the Longwan Street Residential College? We do think that there are many aspects that the university can improve in order to improve her communication with students and with student representatives. Because we believe that as the most important stakeholders of the university, we cannot accept that such a miscommunication with the university in various university affairs. Actually, we have tried different forms of actions before launching the January polling, but we were unsuccessful to engage more students in university affairs. Thus, we believe that a higher level of actions must be taken, which is the January polling. Although that the two motions do not have any binding power to the university, but we sincerely hope that it can provide a highest form of consultation and democratic way for students to express your opinion towards the decision and the management of the university, in particular senior officers in the field of student affairs. We hope that the university in the future will pay more attention to student voice and respect student ideas and students' opinions, and defend joint governance by both students and staff members of the university. And for the last 2 days, I've noticed that quite a number of students have already cast their votes, and I wish to encourage you all again to cast your votes in order to get a student voice to express your opinions to the university. Whether the result of the general polling is not the most important thing. However, we wish to take this very opportunity to express to the university that we student voice should be respected, and we hope that in the future the university will have some real actions and real response to engage more students in various aspects of university affairs. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chan. 咁就張副會長就表示今次呢OK。
Yes, thank you. Welcome everyone to this forum, and I would like to make a few more points supplement to what President Chan just said. It is concerning a problem that the students' union or the students is joining in the university affairs, participating in the university affairs. Dr. Albert Chan just mentioned in the proposal of the residential college, yes, it was adopted in it was recommended by the Committee on Student Affairs to the Senate in 2010, if I didn't make wrong. And I was the student member of the Committee on Student Affairs there. But what I feel uncomfortable at that time starting is that I still remember that the proposal of the residential college was put on table, and then we have to immediately make the decision to voice out on the proposal. And the proposal, finally, we have focused on the proposal to add a student representative from the students' union into the governance committee, which will be soon governing the whole structure or other academic affairs or other affairs on the residential college. However, it was rejected by the Committee on Student Affairs as most of the members do not agree which they were university staff. And then, although this comment is put together with the proposal to the Senate, but when the Senate and other student representative, the student senator, have spoke up again for this issue, and then the university have voted down this proposal in 5 to 27 in not allowing a representative of students' union to enter this governance committee. I still remember that the reason they said is there was already some kind of student representative from the Longhua Street residents. But I think in a long time ago, just like Professor Shin said, that we do treasure the university should be governed by students and teachers together. So I think it is important that student representatives, the union representative, can be speak in every committee, just like and of course joining the decision and this. And another example is that would be the $1,000 subsidies to the freshmen. If you know, before 2011, that is last year, every student would have around it's not exactly $1,000 of subsidy provided by university to buy notebooks in the university notebook program. But last year it was cancelled. And of course, we have meetings with Professor Chin and discuss on this matter. And however, we finally cannot secure this subsidy. And I just put this example to showing one thing is, although yes, we do have members in the university committees, we can speak, but finally the decision is always hard to be changed. And this is we have been suffered from this for a long time, and we really hope that students can now gather your voices together and help us to change this situation, so that the students' voice, the students' union voice, can be more respected in the university level or in the Senate level, in the council level in the future. Yes, thank you.
多謝張楚希副會長。咁主持提醒各位，請大家將呢個討論焦點放返喺龍華街新宿舍延遲入宿同埋公投安排嘅上邊。好，咁而家請與會嘅代表。首先請盧康業先生。
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this forum again. As you may know, I am the proposer of the ECM8, which wish to discuss with the Council the necessity and the arrangements of the upcoming, which is happening now, the general polling. However, it was rejected by the Council Chairman. So I'll start by introducing the whole event in my own perspective to you guys. So firstly, I informed this event by reading this email in our Portal account about the general polling. I remember it's for the 13th of December that I know that there is a general polling going on out there, and then immediately I discussed with my colleagues of the faculties, and then I decided to propose an emergency council meeting. And then after the day that I sent out that notice, I found out that the council chairman can't ignore my request, and then I just called him for any information that he can provide it. His reason is I haven't checked my Gmail. 用中文講就係我冇 check 我 email. And then I'll ask him for why are you refusing to call this meeting? And then his reason was EXCO can solely request a general polling, so the council meeting is not required to pass this request, so that the EXCO can only itself can call a general polling already, and we are not required to discuss. And then I asked, what if a general polling is really going on, then why should we not sitting together to discuss the arrangement? And then Mr. Tam replied me as, I am the sole commissioner of the GP, as Constitution said. So in Chinese again, 兩個原因 ，EXCO 能夠係自己根據自己嘅名義去要求一個公投，而唔需要 council 討論。 第二係譚思思認為自己根據憲法係學校公投嘅負責人，唯一負責人，咁所以佢可以安排所有嘅 arrangement 而唔需要同 council 負責。And that's what it said. And then he referred me to President Chan to ask about the arrangement and reason for calling a general polling. But then I get a very surprising answer from Mr. Chan that he know nothing about the arrangement and even the date of the polling before that email. In Chinese again, 就係佢唔知道原來係17號搞公投嘅，係 after 個 email 佢同我哋一樣先知道。And I want to direct one question here to Mr. Chan. Why are you not being responsible for the general polling that you proposed that you did not know that 17號 is the first day of your general polling and you are the proposer man. Okay? 其後咧，佢就同我講咗好多嘅原因，and after that, he answered me with the reasons that why he called general polling that he made very clearly in his speech already, and also in the emails that you received at portal. The following question I want to direct to all members and all the council members, and including Mr. Tam Chan-sing. Firstly, I want to ask about the arrangement of the general polling, which is quite unclear till now. First, why is it all thing in such a hurry? Because in 312聲明事件, we have been waiting for about 3 months for one general polling, and he asked this was a necessary measure because he had to plan everything very in detail and the very responsibility of the student. I remember that from the general secretary, but the honorary secretary, Sam Hin-long, he said our responsibility is to study. And then why I want to ask why we need only 3 days for the expo and the council chairman to decide such a general polling on a big issue like to discuss the suitability of student of Dr. Albert Chan Production to remove them from the position, and you only need 3 days to consider such a consideration. And secondly, I want to ask Mr. Tam, why are you going to hold this general polling without asking every councillor, are you available? Only with the email, and the email is stated that due to the limited time, you are not required to provide your session or anything else. You just need to provide time and you are available and will arrange for you in Chinese. 因為時間有限，所以你聽日嘅 noon 咧就要俾到嗰個人名同埋呢，所以咧I was a little bit confused. If you really have limited time, why not calling a council meeting that we can solve all these problems at council meeting?
多謝盧先生，係啦，咁而家就請另一位學生代表發言。阮同學。
多謝。Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill from Art Association. And the first thing I'd like to make a very quick response to what Internal Vice President has said. I agree with you that the school, the management especially, really need to pay more attention to students' voice. I think that student participation in school administration is a very important part if you really want to achieve democracy at school. And we got to practice it at school, otherwise who else in the society will follow us? That is the first thing I agree with you. But then, 有太多嘢我唔同意成件事情。我想用母語講，因為我認為咁先能夠 express 我真正嘅 feeling， 真正嘅感受。今次龍華街事件有好多 information 上面嘅嘢，好多學生唔知道。我認同，所以我認同係好多 information 我哋好遲一刻先知道。但係我要問一個問題，頭先學校嘅代表解釋咗叫 contingency 嘅 plan， 比較應急嘅方案。而家應急方案係準備好嘅，但係佢唔公佈係唔希望有 panic， 亦都唔需要公佈，因為佢唔會解釋晒所有發生嘅 possibility。佢呢個方案就係一發生先會推出嚟，呢個係應急嘅意思，唔係要大開公佈。此其一。其二，我哋睇到學校佢哋真正 concern 嘅 safety， 呢個 safety 係無可否認嘅一個最高 priority。我唔明點解嗰陣時會執住一個理由，認為係一個擋箭牌，一個推卸責任理由。我覺得你咁樣嘅一個 accusation 係一個唔 fair 嘅 accusation。至於今次嘅公投安排，我作為香港大學生會評議會評議員，我喺9月13號早上5時36分早上內聯網先收到 notification， 係有 general polling notification。我想問，咁短時間之內之前，我哋作為一個 council 評議員，我哋學校嘅持份者，我哋院會，我哋唔知道成件事點解咩因由推出嚟。 雖然憲制上容許學生會中央幹事無需通知或者諮詢評議會嘅意見，佢可以推出公投，但係咪代表你就用呢個權力呢？我唔認同。其二，你講到代表學生嘅聲音，我覺得一個真正嘅學生係代表學生嘅聲音冇錯。但我想問你如何代表學生嘅聲音？你用咩方法代表學生聲音？你代表緊嘅係邊一種嘅學生聲音？我哋知道學生會去正立佢嘅公投，佢用咗個 survey 嘅 result， 一個民意調查。但民意調查當中，我哋見到嘅係喺設計上嘅問題有欠中肯。呢個我想幹事會解釋翻。喺問卷設計嘅時候，你用因為理念，基於咩理由設計一個問卷嘅？此其一。其二，你認為一個網上問卷只有3日，9月10日至9月7日至9月10日，有冇足夠嘅時間讓廣大嘅學生知道詳情？咩一個 proper 一個 rational 嘅 decision 去做一個問卷呢？我覺得有存疑嘅。除咗 survey 之外，我最問最重要嘅問題 direct 嘅幹事，我想問你以咩準則去推行一個公投？全民公投，學生會當中擁有最高嘅權力，因為牽涉所有嘅會員。一個咁高權力嘅嘢，佢決定嘅係咪應該更加重要嘅嘢呢？我想問今次龍華街事件嘅嚴重性係咪真係必須要正入要推出公投啦？過去香港大學學生會做過公投，關於07年嘅普選特首，64要必須平反中國嘅共產政府承擔屠城責任。呢啲重大議題，我哋相信大家有一個共識。我都有一啲共同理念係想用普投嘅公投嚟正立，但係我想問今次嘅龍華街事件，信息流通不足，放緊假，校方嘅解釋未夠詳盡，我哋係咪應該俾機會佢校方出咗嚟講聲先啦？我哋點解咁倉促推個公投？點解要學生廣大學生浪費咗你神聖一票嘅？你不斷講神聖一票，神聖一票係咪俾你咁浪費嘅？我想問你，你憑咩準則嚟決定要推出公投？到最後，我想講嘅就係個人嘅意見。一個學生會，香港大學學生會100年歷史，100年歷史唔係由石頭爆出嚟咪零做起，係一步一步由1919人前人搭起嘅。我想問，當我哋不斷咁樣做一啲咁倉促嘅決定，一啲冇諮詢過廣大學生嘅決定，但係我哋用住廣大學生會嘅名義咁做出嚟，呢個牌面，一個咁靚嘅招牌，好似其次，係咪俾你咁樣弄嘅咧？我希望幹事會有個正面嘅回應，多謝你。
多謝阮同學。咁而家請社堂嘅代表發言。首先係畢志朗同學。
咁我都決定用中文發言，因為可能即係與其詞不達意咁樣講英文，我選擇用中文發言啦。咁我自己就唔係好明白點解要喺開學初期嘅3日啦，好多新生嚟到，但係可能連邊個係 Dr. Albert Chow 啊、Professor Chin 都唔知嘅時候咧，咁就舉行咗一個咁嘅公投啦。咁而喺信息唔流通啦，只係單靠 mass email， 可能係幹事會發嘅 mass email 啦，或者後來校方作出一啲解釋嘅一啲 mass email 去了解事件嘅時候，就要去決定自己話呢啲咁重要嘅位置嘅去留。就要即係投嗰啲票啦，咁我覺得係完全唔足夠嘅，即係時至今日都仲係要靠即係我哋去即係舉行呢個 forum。點解即係幹事會從來冇諗過去舉行呢一類型嘅即係平台俾大家互相去了解更加多，咁然後先去再諗係咪用公投呢個方法去處理可能一啲延誤嘅問題啦。咁我哋會揾到即係到底延誤即係唔係校方嘅問題，還是係有其他問題咯？咁最後我亦都想了解多一啲嘅，就係因為我哋 ECM 開唔到啦，我哋兩邊都有 call 過 ECM 啦。咁我想知道到底 EXCO 係點樣，即係決定開公投嘅情況係點樣開？係咪開個 EXCO 會？因為我知道有5個 EXCO 都想即係有second 呢個SECM 嘅，咁我知你冇啦。咁但係我想了解多啲，到當時成個 EXCO 係點樣決定要開呢個公投？你哋有啲咩考慮準則？咁最後你話今次嘅公投除咗係單龍華街嗰個延遲問題，你更加喺理念上覺得師生共事係被侵犯嘅。咁我想問下係咪當你覺得條 GP 過咗，嗰兩個 GP 過，可能佢哋兩個都唔會繼續留任嘅時候，咁師生共事就會得以改善咧？你有啲咩覺得？咁如果你覺得師生共事係被侵犯嘅時候，點解你嘅 GP 唔係話我要求一個師生共事嘅學生嘅廣大 港大，而唔係即係而係要佢哋兩個落台咧？係。
多謝北同學。咁以下落嚟請李志軒同學發言。
大家好啊！咁啱啱我諗好多學生代表講嘅嘢，我而家就唔重複啦。作為一個社堂代表，我希望從社堂嘅角度去出發。我諗喺開學之前，好多人都知道社堂會進行10日嘅迎新。喺呢10日迎新入邊 ，freshman 根本冇乜機會去了解究竟成件事做過啲乜嘢。琴日有好多人，好多 freshman 嚟攞間房去 room visit 我問佢哋：你知唔知嘅學生會發生咩事？你知唔知而家有罷免嘅公投？佢甚至連公投係乜嘢都唔知道嘅時候，突然之間返到學校就見到好多票站喺度，唔知發生咩事。學生會幹事啱啱成日都喺度話，今日要有呢個公投，係想以一個民主嘅方式去處理成件事，去決定校方高層嘅去留。但我想問，民主係咪就係你哋單方面咁樣不斷去灌輸佢哋一啲你自己意見，但係從來都冇任何關於民主嘅討論，然之後就要佢哋去進行投票？我好似好唔成熟嘅一個處理方法，就好似我自己係咁同你講一啲嘢，然之後就要你俾我嘅意見啦。我從來都唔知道其他人究竟有啲咩意見。我諗今次從呢個公投入邊，我唔係好明白學生會幹事一啲嘅處事嘅原則。即係而家唔係諗住抽水啦，但係我仍然記得喺上年學期尾嘅時候，有一個關於罷免學生會幹事嘅公投。嗰時大家好多評議員都認為呢個公投係有迫切性，好想快啲去搞。但學生會幹事話：我希望有多啲嘅時間去廣大嘅學生有一個交代嘅機會去做論壇。但我唔明白點解今次成件事好似想快刀斬亂麻咁樣，根本地喺10日內邊決定晒所有嘅連council都覺得唔需要開嘅時候，你就要逼一啲同學去表態。我覺得呢個完全唔係一個民主嘅精神。另外想講一啲我自己科微嘅睇法。我諗大家喺呢幾日好多時候都見到 Facebook 嘅好多人 share 一啲港大舊生嘅一啲信啦，或者一啲嘅意見。好多人都好唔明白而家發生咩事。佢哋會覺得我喺學校咁多年入邊，我認識可能係 Professor Chin 或者係 Albert Chow， 佢哋會覺得我其中一個前嘅科微，佢話我喺港大成日都做一個攝影者嘅角色。曾經出席過大大小小成差唔多100個嘅活動，我清楚咁樣知道 Albert Chow 佢係一個好愛民、好勤政嘅一個高層。佢喺好多嘅活動入邊都有出席，甚至係我哋自己科好多時候會搞 in-out 嘅時候，都會見到 Professor Albert Chow 佢入邊去俾 speech， 見到其實好關心港大學生嘅發展。咁講呢啲嘢唔係話從佢以前嘅貢獻就可以抹殺佢之後會犯嘅任何嘅錯。我想講嘅係，當我哋要決定佢係咪適合留任嘅時候，我要睇嘅唔係佢喺10年入邊做一件事入邊究竟有冇問題嘅，佢10年入邊佢做嘅每一件事究竟佢抱住一個點樣嘅態度。我諗犯錯其實人人都會，特別係搞個咁大嘅 project， 佢有錯其實可以理解，但最緊要係佢究竟面對呢個錯嘅時候，佢用咩嘅態度面對。我見到佢一發現呢個 RC 佢唔能夠如期入伙嘅時候，佢即刻去 book 一啲嘅酒店或者係一啲嘅 flat， 希望佢即刻去處理呢件事。我覺得呢個係一個好嘅補救方法，可以見到其實兩位 professor 同埋校方高層，佢真係真心想為學生好。佢係因為一啲佢完全預計唔到嘅原因，一啲健康嘅原因，佢唔想學生健康受到威脅，所以佢迫於無奈先要撥一啲嘅錢或者承受而家俾大家去批評嘅危險。但我認為呢個錯唔係唔能夠原諒，我希望大家都能夠喺陣間嘅呢個時間能夠珍惜呢個機會去表達，真正去用一民主嘅方式去表達你哋對於兩位 professor 對於今次呢個事件嘅睇法。多謝。
咁再一次同各位同學報告，今一次呢個公開論壇呢係講關於龍華街新宿舍延遲同埋公投安排嘅。咁而家嘅環節就係台上嘅會眾會就住佢哋嘅concern，就住佢哋嘅擔心或者一啲問題去互相詢問嘅。咁時間為15分鐘。咁請個代表想發言嘅時候舉手示意，代主持叫咗名之後先可以發言。張楚希副會長。
Yes, thank you. Just now, other student representatives have raised some questions, so at this point, I would like to give some feedback on that. Firstly, I would like to reply on the reason that why we are focusing on the health problem. The university used the health problem as an excuse to not exactly as an excuse, I think, but I think this point should be foreseen. I think the air quality, that they should know that there would be a test and there could be delay, and I think the reason that we think this is not a very valid explanation is that, of course, we do care students' health, but I don't think that this is a reason that the residential college will be delayed. Because if everything is made earlier, then the air quality test, they should foresee that the air quality may be poor just after the furniture is moved in. So I think it should be this point should be foreseen. So for the measurement that some student representatives have raised out, that the university have very kindly to pay a lot of budget to let our students to live in hotel. Yes, of course. After the crisis is come out, of course, this is a good measure to let our students to live in hotel. But I would want to say that this is causing our budget. This is causing the budget which should originally spent on students. I know this. We have paid for maybe more than $1 million on accommodating this student. I surely believe that if this budget is reused into other aspects of the university, we can have a lot. This can do a lot. $1 million is maybe a small number in the budget of the whole university, because we do have a lot of academic affairs. Sorry. Okay. Oh, the MC didn't mention we just have 2 minutes. But anyway, yes. So I think this point I've made is the money is still wasted. So if I still have time, I would like to also reply for some questions that our student representative mentioned. They just asked why.
多謝張楚希副主席係啦，咁就副會長，咁因為咧大家都係得15分鐘台上互相詢問嘅，咁就希望大家善用發言時間，咁以2分鐘為限。咁就請問仲有冇其他代表係想發言嘅？羅康葉同學。
多謝主持。接住落嚟咧，我就用中文回答，因為我哋英文都唔係咁好嘅。係啦，大家聽唔到啊，唔好意思啦。想問翻都係學生會嘅問題啦。頭先咧就聽你講咗好多，你解釋點解你會認為學校各方面做得唔好啦。咁我哋明白亦都體諒嘅。咁的確喺龍華街呢件事實上面啦，做得比較 messy， 我哋亦都有關注啦。咁但係學校大眾最關注呢件事嘅而家個 point 係擺喺點解你認為公投有必要性嘛？點解你基於呢啲既定事實，基於呢啲所有嘅考量，然之後你認為公投係一種最適合嘅方法啊嘛？你要表達你對校方嘅不滿，你咪搞 cosign 咯，你咪貼民主牆咯，呢啲係你哋慣常做嘅手段嚟嘅喎。之前有亦都有學生高層啦，喺幾年之前啦，學生會試過不滿，佢咪就去絕食咯。點解你要搞一個公投咧？而你又講到明公投係冇約束力嘅喎，咁喺呢個 circumstances 底下，你應該做其他 cosign。都係有作用噶嘛？點解你咁費時失事，亦都係冇效率地做一個公投咧？如果聽到出嚟得1% 投票率嘅，咁你個目的咪已經嘥咗咯？係咪啊 ？fail 咗成件事。另外，我想問翻，既然你咁堅持溝通係尊重嘅基本，咁點解你喺搞呢個公投之前又唔同學生溝通咧？你要校方同你溝通，你又唔同我溝通，你甚至連 council 你都冇開喎，係9個院會嘅意見。我打去問譚思思又好，打去俾陳冠康會長又好，你都係同我講話你考慮開個 council meeting 啫喎。點解你唔正面回答我啫？我唔係你嘅傳聲筒，唔係打咗俾你之後你就要求我同晒全港講㗎。 我唔係一個咁樣嘅人，我係一個評議會嘅會員，我想喺評議會上面表達我嘅意見。點解我今日咁多嘢講就因為評議會冇開，我先喺度講啫嘛，你明唔明啊？咁所以我覺得你要尊重我哋咧，就要同我哋溝通咗先，唔好而家最拉尾先同我講，我淨係可以喺個 forum 度俾你講2分鐘嘅嘢，唔好意思，我唔接受。
跟住落嚟有請麥培思教授發言。
I just wanted to say something about the unforeseen circumstances. As I've indicated to you, to build the structure at Longwar Street would normally take 4 years. We did it in 3.5. There were lots of problems, geotechnical problems particularly. It's in a crowded area. We had to do a lot of public consultation. People were not happy with having a multi-story building or 4 of them built in their area. We did a lot of work on this. We only received the government's occupation permit on the 24th of August. This meant that we could go in and put the furniture in on the 24th of August. Now you can see the problem there. It was only a week later that we were expecting the students in. So it's not a question of things that were known, etc. These were unforeseen circumstances that delayed the project. As I said, an analogy is the unforeseen circumstances that delayed the start of this meeting. Okay, these things happen. This is life. We just hope we've produced, finally, something that people are happy with.
唔該，好，接住落嚟，請問仲有冇代表想發言？錢大康教授。
I just want to answer Ernest's one accusation, saying that how come the university did not anticipate or expect there are problems and rush into it. And Ernest, you're wrong. The university did expect there's a lot of problems, and this is a small problem. The university has expected larger problem, and we have contingency plan of contingency plan of contingency plan. This is the first contingency plan to move students into hotels due to safety. Is already planned. Do you think Albert can find 200 bed rooms for 600 hotel rooms in one day? It's already planned way ahead. We have the 青年旅館. We have rented places in 九龍. And if this failed, if we could not find all the inexpensive hotel in Hong Kong, we have inexpensive hotel in Kowloon. If all the hotels are full, we still have 2 more contingency plans. We are all expected this, and this is a small problem.
好，接住落嚟請張蔡希副會長發言。
Yes, thank you. So I do not think that I'm actually wrong because you just mentioned that you still have a lot of contingency plan to achieve. But I do think that at the very beginning, this 1 million of budget should originally spent on the construction. Maybe you have mentioned reasons for the delay is that maybe they do not have enough construction workers. But I do not think that if this 1 million is paid on this, I'm quite sure that the issue can be more resolved. So back to the question, why we are initiating this GP, I think it is because this shows that we do not have enough participation and voices in the university governance. Just now, there's time to reply some questions from the student representative. Just now, some student representative questioned that why would we challenge them to why they do not explain their contingency plan to students. Yes, I do agree that we do not need to publicly explain all details of the contingency plan before the crisis comes out. But what we are saying is that we hope that we can participate in this crisis management. Just like if we can participate earlier, then we can give these suggestions to the university. in the crisis management group, but not here. And back to the question, why are we have no choice but to giving pressure in this way? It's because we really feel that we're helpless in participating in the university affairs. Whenever we speak, whenever we
唔該張彩希副會長，咁接住落嚟有請周桂立博士發言。
Thank you, Ms. Wong. I just want to make a very quick point because Mr. Ernest Jones said the paper on the residential college was just tabled at the Committee on Student Affairs meeting. I would like to point out that the paper was actually discussed at a number of meetings prior to the Committee on Student Affairs meeting. Committee on Host, Governance, the Graduate Housing Management Committee. And in November 2010, before the Senate meeting, Mr. Zheng and I actually attended a forum here, right on this spot, to discuss the model of the residential college, and we already have the paper. Thank you.
阮傑成同學。
多謝主持。咁樣頭先剛才聽到幹事會所講啦，佢講到龍華街上面有好多 foreseeable problems，which is 應該 foreseeable 嘅。咁樣我明白，亦都理解。但係我哋要明白一件事，所有嘢有啲嘢發生就發生咗。有1000個學生新生已經受到影響係發生咗嘅事，而且呢個影響的確頗大嘅。但係我想問一句，呢個影響足唔足以正立你要推一個公投出嚟呢？你依然係未回應到我嘅問題喂。你憑什麼準則原則去推一個牽涉到上萬學生會會員嘅公投？點解要拖佢落水？頭先我聽到內務副會長講 we 我們，你憑什麼講我們？我們係咪咁樣俾你代表嘅呢？我覺得一個真正有公信嘅學生會唔係咁倉促下一個決定，你應該要更加諮詢嘅方法，收到學生嘅意見，你確實有一個真正嘅民意先好推一個公投出嚟，而唔係開學頭3日就推公投。所以我都係再問一句，請正面回應，你憑咩準則，憑咩 assessment 你處理覺得今次嚴重性必須要公投嘅？請你正面回應。
好，咁由於時間嘅關係，咁我哋接受最後3位嘅代表發言。咁頭先主持收到嘅係分別係張彩希副會長、盧康業同學同埋陳冠康會長。聽唔明？ 好，咁而家首先有請張彩希副會長。
Yes, thank you. I'm not trying to get things back to 2 years ago, but because Albert just mentioned, because then I have no choice to say to explain more on this point. Because yes, there was forum here, just right here, that I and Albert have attended, but we have voices, we have strong voices. Then to voice out that we want a student representative in the governance committee. But finally, when we back to the Senate, no. It's just voted down. We just have 2 student representatives. We just have 2 undergraduate student representatives in the Senate. And in the whole university structure, we do really feel helpless. And this is also responding why we are pushing this journal point. And right now, the student representative challenge that why this is the only choice that we have to put out the journal polling, but not to give chances to the university to explain first. But I think it is the responsibility for the university to explain to students instead of we have to explain on behalf of them. And we have also explained the matter by mass email to students. And finally, I really think that whether or not it is necessary to have this journal polling, the results will show everything. Thank you.
Thank you. 盧同學。
多謝主持。頭先亦都聽到好多次張彩副會長同我哋講，曾經有個好 strong 嘅聲音，但係去校方嗰度。咁但係而家就係同你講呢把聲音唔夠 strong， 點解啊？你講得啱嘅，冇人關注校政，好少人參與校政，但係又點解啊？學生會咪應該做學校同埋同學之間嘅平台？係咪應該 pub 多啲啊？係咪應該同多啲人講而家發生緊啲乜事啊？就係更加唔應該咁樣用 mass email 推個公投咯。你有冇貼過海報？ 你有冇打個電話俾學生會代表嘅人？有冇同佢講過有關嘅安排？甚至我打俾陳冠康會長，我而家想問你一個問題：究竟你係咪真係知道呢個公投嘅 arrangement 㗎？冇錯 ，arrange 嘅人係 CC 嘅責任，的確係佢負責嘅。但係你有冇關注過啊？你有冇？如果你真係希望大家係想關注多啲嘅，你可唔可以好歹都打下喺邊度投票啊？好歹都同人講下幾時有得投票啊？不如你而家可唔可以好清楚講一次全校有邊啲票站幾時開始投票，幾時投完票？你講唔講到啊？另外就係我想問翻點解張俊輝副會長你不斷堅持嘅，我聽到只係你個人嘅意見啫。你猛咁同人講話你唔喜歡學校冇重視我哋嘅聲音，究竟呢個係你嘅聲音啊，定係我哋嘅聲音呢？你係用乜嘢嘅民意基礎去證明呢一樣嘢係你哋嘅聲音呢？你個民意調查做咗3日嘅啫喎，真係3日嘅啫喎。我想講你而家社會上面不斷批評政府啊，做嗰啲諮詢，做1個月2個月都話佢唔夠的話，你用3日同我講你收集晒港大所有學生嘅意見，你根本就未 exhaust everywhere。你有冇打過電話？有冇企過喺街派街招啊？我未見過，唔好意思。點解你可以用一個 mass email 就同我哋講你收集晒所有學生嘅意見，而當中只係得800幾個人，連 GP 嘅 standard 都未夠？多謝。
陳冠康會長。
Thank you, moderator. First of all, in response to the question of why the general polling was conducted, because the purpose of a general polling or the meaning of general polling can actually monitor the executive committee and also the council. It is a higher authority of mechanism or decision-making mechanism in the structure of the students' union. Thus, by conducting a general polling, by launching a general polling as the highest form of consultation and the most democratic way for students to express their opinion, we believe that student voice can truly be reflected. Concerning the survey, we were elected and we have students' mandate when we were elected. And when we were launching the survey, around almost 1,000 students have responded to our survey. Of course, if we have chances, if we have more time, we can do more surveys, we can have more ways, we have different kinds of consultation. But however, at that moment, we believe that the base of the survey was enough. And that means that we have no ways to ask for the opinions of all over 10,000 students of all the university. However, we believe that by sending mass emails, by inviting all interested students to do the survey with our mandate as we were elected, we will be able to get a student's voice. Lastly, in response to why the general polling was held, I have to reiterate that the reason of launching the general polling was not only due to the delay of LUMOS Street National College. We've mentioned repeatedly about the inadequacy of democratic elements and student participation at different levels of the university, and we sincerely hope that the general polling, as the highest form and most democratic way of consultation, can actually get the students' opinion, and at the end, this platform.
唔該，陳冠康同學，係咁接住落嚟咧，就係一個台下發問嘅環節。咁各位同學，咁而家喺開心公園舉行嘅。
香港大學土木工程碩士1年級李俊。咁我係龍華街宿生嘅一員啦。咁樣我想請問學生會主席，喺龍華街佢自己未成立佢嘅宿生委員會佢嘅 committee 或者係 union 嘅時候，根據 constitution 係點解你哋係有咩人係有呢個 legitimacy 去代表龍華街嘅宿生去發言或者係發表意見或者係做其他咩事呢 ？OK， thank you。
陳冠康會長。
Thank you for your question. This question is basically about before the setting up of the Students' Association of the LUMOS Street National College, why can other people represent students in on LUMOS Street? We concern about the National College on LUMOS Street not because we are students living there, not because we are the one who are going to set up Student Association there, but because we wish to concern the livelihood of every Hong Kong students. No matter whether you live in LUMOS Street or you live in other halls or you belong or no matter what faculties you belong to. We wish that we will also concern the matters on it. So even before the setting up of the student association there, the student union will also concern about this matter. Thank you very much.
請問續問。
係嘅，咁我想再講下，呢件事受到影響嘅僅係所有嘅龍華街嘅宿生，並冇影響到學校其他同學。即係其實呢個係一件我哋龍華街宿舍嘅一件事。咁樣即係譬如話係其他一個科咁樣，咁如果佢某一個譬如話小一日，佢入邊有咩事，你係咪又要發動一個全民嘅問卷調查，去發表呢個所謂嘅民意咧？我認為呢個問卷調查係並唔代表我哋宿生，我哋龍華街宿生嘅意見嘅，並起碼佢係僅僅代表咗一部分，即使係有都係一部分。咁樣你點樣以呢個為依據去做一個你所謂嘅以後一系列活動咧？
請問台上會眾會唔會回答問題？咁請問台下會眾有冇人想發問？
係2012香港大學學生會評議會教育學會代表李偉恩 Vivian 係啦。咁頭先咧。喂，係清唔清楚？係啦，咁頭先咧學生會嘅代表就講過話啦，咁其實你嘅 GP 嘅原因咧就係因為龍華街宿舍嘅延遲，所以你就要整咗一個 GP， 個目的就係要表達向學校表達呢個師生共治咁樣。咁好啦，頭先其實都有學生代表都問過你㗎啦，咁個生係咩生咧？你點樣代表我哋咧？你出一個 GP， 其實你得兩條 motion， 個 motion 得 yes、no、abstain 咁樣，咁你點樣吸收到同學意見啊？你點樣做到師生共治啊？跟住你又話咯喎，咁好啦，你知道呢一個嘅 GP 係最高權力嘅，係我明白，我都知咁樣。咁但係你連學生嘅聲音都冇講過嘅時候，跟住你淨係叫人哋俾3個選擇人哋去揀嘅時候，咁你點做到師生共治咧？咁你個 GP 目的係乜嘢咧？其實你都冇答到我哋點解龍華街宿生會宿生嘅延遲要去有咩 logic 去令到你要出一個 GP 咧？其實你都冇講過。師生共治你點答到？請你回答。
張創希副會長。
Yes, thank you. The question mainly asks that how we put this matter. That is the Longhua Street delay and the principle that we do insist that the students should have participation in the university affairs, turn into a general polling, which just mentioned by this lady, just have free options for students, that is the for, against, or abstain. I do think that, as mentioned, this general polling is a democratic way to let every students to voice out their opinion on whether or not they are agreeing or they are not agreeing, of course, that in these years the university officers way to treat the communications between the students and the students' union, of course, with the university. Do they have allowed enough participation, or do they allow enough voices of the students there? And I do believe that this polling can, of course, give pressure to the university on why or on the future, so that they could respect more students' voices in their structure. Yes, thank you.
請問台上會眾仲有冇想回答問題？請問有冇台下會眾想續問或者問問題？繼續係咁頭先咧，其實我想台上會眾如果係中文問問題嘅時候，希望用翻中文回答，咁希望等嗰個意思可以表達得比較好啲。咁好啦，你頭先就講啦，你咧就
就做呢個 GP 就係想可以表達我哋嘅所有聲音咁樣，但係其實你都冇答到我個問題嘅喎。咁我想講話 GP 係真係得3個 option 嘅啫喎，我表達其實 yes or no。咁好啦，你話你有 online survey 啦，好3日，仲喺暑假，咁其實大家同學都唔會做到嘅時候，得800幾人，你要 GP 個 quorum 都湊唔夠嘅時候，你就同我講呢個代表學生聲音，所以你要搞一個 GP。其實你都係冇代表到學生㗎。其實你都唔係做緊，你做呢個 GP， 你係咪真係可以代表到所有學生聲音咧？你搞一個 forum 嘅時候，你可以吸收到好多同學嘅意見㗎嘛。咁亦都係可以有唔同嘅意見帶到俾學校啦。你頭先就話你而家要師生佈置係俾學校啊嘛，但係你連向下向我哋同學你都做唔到嘅時候，你點樣可以去到學校嗰度表達到我哋同學嘅聲音咧？你根本就冇吸納到你同學聲音。
請問台上會眾會唔會回答問題？
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry that because this issue is related to the residential college, of course, and a lot of, indeed, all students which are living in the residential college now, they are all non-local students. I do not want to discourage them to participate in this journal polling or this issue to discuss with us. You see, there's live broadcast and maybe they are watching now. So I'm sorry that I insist to use English to proceed with this. Well, back to your question that why you reiterate that why we just provide 3 options to students that is for, against, and abstain, but not why a public forum. I think the journal I think you have misunderstood one point. That is, the journal polling herself is a way to get the democratic way. Itself can represent students. Now we are not saying that we have already represented students. That's why we need a general polling. The results will tell who is representing the students, and the results will tell what the student voices are. We are trying to find out this.
多謝張蔡希副會長，因為時間夠啦。請問台下會眾可唔可以逐問或者發言？因為答咗問題先，要答咗問題先。係，咁其實張蔡希副會長你冇答過我問題㗎，因為你根本你嗰個 logic 出嚟嘅就係你就話你 online survey 所以你要搞 GP， 但係你根本就冇你都冇問過同學嘅意見，跟住你就去搞 GP， 跟住就話嗰個 GP 係代表同學意見，其實你都係冇答過我頭先嗰個問題咯。好，咁請問有冇其他嘅學生想發言？嗰邊着西裝嗰位先生，好抱歉啊！咁由於同學嘅反應比較熱烈，咁而家限制咗個逐問次數為3次，係啦，咁時間都仲係3分鐘嘅，咁請同學體諒。
3分框2000至2001年普選評唔係普選評議員，大學堂外務副主席，想問學生會咧。而家有個公投啦嚇，公投全部都有個立場㗎啦，有立場唔係有問題㗎係嘛？即係平反6·4一個公投，唔係有個預設嘅立場並冇問題嘅。問題係在於你呢個所謂公投個預設嘅立場，究竟有啲乜嘢基礎？我好想清楚問咧，其實學生會嚟而家推嘅公投出嚟話要不信任2位校方嘅高層咧，個基礎喺邊度咧？你話龍華街宿舍延遲入宿，背後啲咩原因？其實係咪2位高層係要負責嘅咧？究竟你哋係講緊一啲而家延遲入宿，可能係打風安排或者施工有問題，全部呢啲嘢你有冇個清楚嘅原因講到俾大家聽？係原來係呢2位校方嘅高層係要負責嘅咧？呢個第一樣嘢。所以我完全唔明白頭先你剛才喺度講就係話咧要攞同學意見。其實你搞個公投咧，你有個立場出嚟唔係有問題嘅，你唔需要問同學咩意見嘅，而係你有個公投有個立場嘅話。你出嚟再攞大家嘅同意，所以我覺得個問題係在於你究竟你推你公投出嚟之前，究竟有諗過啲乜嘢嘅咧？而喺校方完全未有任何，如果你覺得有問題嘅話，喺完全未有獨立調查嘅情況之下，點解要推呢個公投出嚟咧？第二個問題啦，你一路都講緊咧校方嗰個即係民主嘅成分唔夠啦，成個討論嘅過程唔夠啦。咁我好想問下啦，即係我睇翻你之前嘅 email， 你一路都係講緊就係話校方唔接納嘅意見啫，冇話校方唔同你傾啊嘛。我好想知道咧，究竟你第一，你如果覺得校方係完全唔同你傾嘅，咁究竟係有啲咩事件嗰度佢踢你出門口啊，唔俾你開會啊，定係咩原因咧？第二，你究竟你覺得應該你哋係乜嘢先至為之一個充分嘅民主成分？係咪話你所有俾到嘅意見校方就要接納，咁樣先至叫一個民主嘅協商成分咧？
係，咁多謝，因為發言時間夠啦。咁請問有冇台上嘅會眾想回應呢個問題？陳冠康會長。
Thank you for your question. Concerning the base or the rationale of conducting the general polling, well, we have repeated to say that the construction delay of the LUMOS Street issue is not the only reason why the GP was needed. We believe that repeated inadequacy of democratic elements and student participation do encourage us to launch the GP in order to get a student voice. We believe that the general polling is the best way to decide on this matter because it itself has highest authority because every student can participate. Not only a few hundred, over 1,000 students can participate in the general polling. So we still believe that launching the general polling, excuse me?
好，咁請台下會眾遵守呢個發言嘅規則，係舉手試先係發言。咁同埋而家台上係有代表回答緊問題嘅，係啦。
The reason of launching the general polling, we have repeatedly said that it's about we wish to get a student voice. We wish to get a student voice in order to foster and give pressure to the university in the future to take more serious consideration in the students' opinions. For example, in various committees to include students' representative. Because now, we have discussion with the university, we have ways to express our opinions, but very often our opinions were ignored. For example, in many university committees, only 1 or 2 student representatives were included. Thus, we hope that in the future, more student representatives can be included and through this GP, student voice can be gathered and we will be able to give pressure to the university. So thank you.
請問台上會眾仲想唔想回答問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？灰色衫嗰位同學。
七成，梁家平，政治與化學1年級生。咁我想問，其實學生會幹事會，我覺得你簡直係扭曲咗民主嘅意思咧，就係話全民公投好民主，咁點解唔搞次公投去投下今次公唔公投咧？咁評議員嘅作用有咩作用咧？你唔諮詢佢，又唔咁我哋而家講嘅係一種商議式嘅民主，我哋應該每個人都應該融入去參與呢件討論，去了解個事件，再作出我哋決定嘛。咁我一個新生，今年得到科豪有2批新生，你根本上冇俾佢了解事件，你就要我去即係決定一個咁高層嘅教授嘅留，我覺得簡直係扭曲民主嘅原意。咁以後唔需要立法會，唔需要評議會，所有嘢公投咪得咯，所有學生嘅決定，所有事件都公投 OK 咯。咁我覺得你簡直係濫訴權威，即係你成日話公投係最高權嘅教法，我唔同意呢啲。我覺得決定不如公投，我哋第一次公投嘅，投下今次公唔公投啦都係。
請問台下會眾有冇續問或者發問？
每時可唔可以要求學生會幹事會去解釋究竟你對民主點睇，或者對於公投係咪實踐廣大學生民主嘅方式咧？你會長或者副會長，請問你點樣睇咧？
請張楚希副會長。
Thank you. Because I just can't see an actual question. Thank you for clarification. I just want to comment. Yes. This gentleman have just asked us, why are we insist on having a general polling, but not maybe consulting the union council or other representatives or other standing representatives? I would just say in this way. Because it is the constitution that all of us agree that authorized the executive committee herself to put this general polling out. The reason for we are doing so is, I've reiterate a lot of time, is we really hope that to take this chance to build more, to give more pressure to the university so that we can have more voices in the future in the university committees. Just now, their audience have challenged that maybe why I always mentioning we. I would just say that at least in the past, we do have a lot of policies that we are agreed by University Affairs Committee or by Union Council indeed. That the point I've reiterated many times that we want a student representative in the governance committee. We do agree in the Union Council. I do think that the general polling is indeed a democratic way for all Hong Kong U students to express their idea. Thank you.
好，請問台下會仲有冇續問？
叫蔡子健，文學院學生2年級中文學會主席。咁我唔想再聽嗰啲背書式嘅講解話，想問其他問題。咁有2次要求召開 ECM 啦，2次都唔成功啦。咁以我所知，學生會有部分幹事咧係和議嘅 accepting 嘅，但係就會長、副會長都唔屬於啦。咁我想問你兩個對於召開 ECM 嘅立場係乜嘢？係咪認為你哋而家有 survey 啊一冧嘢啦，就唔需要再開 ECM 聽意見，學生會嘅意見就係意見 ，council 係咩啊 ？council 係學生代表，學生代表嘅意見就唔係意見啊！你哋話要師生共治，咁係咪學生會就係可以係學生會自己統治，唔需要召開 ECM， 唔需要開 council， 單憑你個 GP quorum 都唔夠意見，就已經係差唔多1萬個學生嘅部分意見咧？可以問你正面回答呢個問題，唔該你。
喺台上會眾發言之前，咁主持提醒各位嘅台下會眾，咁續問其實係指其他學生就住上一條問題有啲乜嘢更加深入嘅討論或者係 follow up 嘅。咁如果學生或者同學想問其他問題嘅話，可以喺續問完咗之後，主持問有冇同學想問問題，咁就舉手，咁示意，咁就主持會俾你發言嘅。好，咁請陳冠康會長。
Thank you for your question. Concerning the emergency council meeting, we have request. I and Ernest have already requested the council chairman, Mr. Tam, to call an emergency council meeting as soon as possible. However, because we ourselves do not have the authority to call a council meeting, we can only request the council chairman to do so. But we have to reiterate that we hope that the council meeting will be held as soon as possible. Thank you.
有冇續問？
咁點解你唔 second 嘅？我想問。咁點解你唔 second 嘅？唔該你。
張蔡希副會長。
Yes, thank you. This gentleman's question is direct on us. Why do we not? Why don't we second on the emergency council meeting request? Because when we see the emergency council request, it is no point for us to second now because it is requesting on a meeting on the 17th. Is it? Yeah, it is already on the past time. Also, the agenda setting is not actually. I think that there are still room for discussion on the agenda settings. So we have requested the council chairman to convene the council meeting as soon as possible, as President Dan Chan just said. Yes, thank you.
有冇續問？
文學院3年級凌偉俊10至11年利用集同蘇生會主席。我想回應翻啱啱有條問題咧，咁就問過即係台下會眾問台上即係 HU 嘅 chairman 同埋 vice chairperson 就講話校方你話欠缺民主元素，冇聽佢哋嘅意見啦，就龍和街嘅事件。可唔可以 specific 講下你透過咩途徑揾個校方，而佢又拒絕你咧？即係冇同你傾過任何有關嘅事。因為根據我嘅理解咧，喺我嘅莊期1年至1嘅時候，臨落莊嘅時候咧，2-3月咧，龍華街嘅即係好多嘅規劃咧，其實我哋都有好多嘅意見嘅。咁但係咧，我哋每一次揾 L. Choi 博士嘅時候咧，佢都好樂意去抽時間同我哋傾，因 亦都係甚至係夜晚10點幾、11點幾，自己嚟到我哋啲 hall 嘅 common area 同我哋開會傾嘅。所以即係就呢個取態嚟講咧，我睇唔到校方其實完全即係睇唔到校方係唔願意聽我哋嘅意見啦。第一條問題，第二我想問一問，你話即係校方因為缺乏呢個民主嘅元素，所以你哋要舉辦呢個公投去罷免佢哋啦。咁但係我就想問，喺對上一個公投嘅時候，你哋唔係好聽評議員嘅意見啦，將個公投阻撓到成個月之後先開始。咁而家呢個公投又咁快開始啦，咁你完全係嚴以律人，寬以待己，同埋你哋都唔聽好多校園傳媒嘅意見啦，好多評議員嘅意見啦。咁我想問，到底係你哋欠缺民主元素多啲，定係校方欠缺民主元素多啲咧？既然如果係你哋欠缺民主元素比較多嘅話，點解被罷免嘅唔係你哋咧？
請問有冇台上會眾回答問題？陳冠康會長。
In response to the arrangement of the two general pollings, I have to say that the two general pollings was both initiated according to all the required procedures. For this one, it was initiated by the executive committee, which will get into the relevant procedures immediately. For the last one, it was initiated by our general students with proposal and seconders. So the situation was different. And I still have to say that the general polling, according to the constitution, must be conducted by the council chairperson. Thus, we do not have the authority to arrange the general polling. We do not have the authority to do so. In response to on the issue or on the discussion between the students' unions and the university, we have already said many times in different occasions that maybe it's time to end.
張蔡希副會長。
Yes, thank you. Respond to the first question of this gentleman he saw a lot of consultation that Dr. Chow has done in the past. But what we are thinking is that yes, the consultation or the meeting is made, but the decision finally didn't change. The only stance on the Union Council on the residential college that we have discussed is that we want a student representative in the governance committee. But no, we voiced out in the forum, we voiced out in everything, or we voiced out in the Senate, we voiced out in the Committee on Student Affairs, but finally, no. Yeah. This is the consent of the Union Council Section 2010. But then that is consulted with all student representatives and all executives, which maybe they are not elected. But this is the consolidated mandate. So we are now want another consolidated mandate from the general point that to reiterate our stance. Yes, thank you.
請問台下會眾有冇續問？請問台下會眾有冇續問？請問台下會眾有冇新問題？
簡單一條問題嘅啫。頭先兩位學生會嘅代表都話你哋開唔到，你哋嘅 GP 嘅 arrangement 你哋唔知，又或者係兩次爭得咁遠嘅時候雙重標準，係源自因為 GP 嘅負責人係譚振聲。如果係咁，你哋認為係咪呢件事咁差嘅安排就係譚振聲一個人獨立嘅責任？如果係嘅話，你哋會唔會 call 一次 GP 嚟公投翻佢今次咁失責嘅話，學生點樣對佢？多謝。
請問有冇台上會眾回答問題？張蔡希副會長。
Yes, thank you. This lady has just asked. She thinks that the arrangement of the general polling or the emergency council meeting is not appropriate. And she asked whether or not we would raise another general polling to Mr. Tan, which is our council chairperson. But I think as you guys which are proposing today's forum just said, I think it is more fair for Mr. Tam to explain himself on the general polling arrangement and on the emergency council meeting arrangement. And at this stage, we have just heard your opinion, and we do not hear his reasons and explanation. I do not think it is appropriate to make a stance here on this issue. So I think we may discuss that further in the emergency council meeting or council meeting that may be called. Thank you.
請問台下會眾有冇續問？
要 address 翻我自己先，我係2012年度香港大學學生會評議會法律學會嘅代表結員。咁短續問嘅啫，想問翻，既然你頭先話，如果你開一個 GP 之前，你唔知道譚振聲因為咩原因而去導致今日咁嘅結果，你想諮詢佢嘅意見？請問你哋喺開呢一個罷免公投嘅之前，你哋有冇諮詢過校方嘅意見？有冇俾機會佢哋解釋？張廣熙副會長。
Yes, thank you. This lady has raised another question on whether or not because we are talking about that, we hope that to provide chances to the council chairman to explain on this issue. But why don't we provide another chances to the university officers to explain themselves? I think the main reason is that we are not the actual stakeholder to decide whether or not two professors or two officers of the university to leave or stay here. But I think the difference is that to making a assault to our council chairperson or challenging him, it is it would become a formal resolution because if we made, then which would affect our decision in the future, maybe in the council meeting or in the general polling, if there is. So I think it is still not that appropriate for us to address this issue at this point. Thank you.
咁主持咁就有一個通知啦。咁其實咧，我哋一開始係有邀請呢個香港大學學生會評議會主席譚振聲嘅。咁但係直至論壇舉行之前咧，都未收到佢嘅回覆。咁就我哋對呢點感到好抱歉同可惜嘅。咁就請問
Yes, thank you. I do have a comment on this issue because yes, but I do also want to point out the fact that we was informed that in yesterday midnight. So I do not think it is that fair to ask us to come here and then insulting someone is absent. I think it is fair enough to make a forum earlier. Thank you.
請問台下會仲有冇續問或者新問題
？Lawrence 今屆嘅大學同宿生會主席，咁就我第一日開學嘅時候就見到有啲人喺度派傳單就宣傳公投嘅，咁我就問佢究竟發生咩事啊？但係原來佢發覺佢係 freshman 嚟嘅，佢就唔知發生咩事嘅，跟住我就問佢點解喺度派傳單啦，佢就話俾我聽喺個 Union O， 即係你哋搞嗰個 O Camp 個組爸叫佢嚟派傳單嘅，而嗰個組爸咧就係陳冠康嚟啦。咁我問佢：哇，你乜都唔知就嚟派傳單啦，但係你個公投唔知，我就覺得我想你回應下啦，點解你可以叫啲 freshman 去做啲咁嘅嘢啦，去利用啲 freshman 去宣傳公投？第二條問題就係、你哋作為學生會代表學生。件事發生咗之後，你幫一啲入住唔到宿舍嘅學生做過啲咩咧？你不停鬧校方乜都做啲嘢做得好差，你哋又做過啲咩咧？
陳冠康會長。
Thank you for your question. It's basically about during the general polling, some student helpers was helping students union to distribute leaflets to station various polling stations. And before we invite these student helpers to help us, we have a consensus. We have invited different members of the of students to help us, and we have clearly explained what's going on, what's happening,
and what's the reason of us to initiate the general polling, and they finally agreed it. If we have any inadequacy in explaining our reason to these student helpers, and in case they cannot get a general picture, it's probably our fault. However, we have tried our very best to explain what happened at the university and what we have done and why we are initiating general polling to every student helpers. And in response to your second question about what we have done on this issue, on the first day, on the 5th of September, we have sent representatives to Longwa Street to see what we can do to check the situation. But I admit that after that, due to many other commitments, including catering or any other construction of or other matters of the students' union, we were unable to send representatives to Longwan Street every day to help the students. And in the future, if we will have the opportunity, because we have actually give proposals to the university that if we to ask the university to allow us to stay there temporarily to check the situation, and if we are allowed to do so, which that we will have more chances to serve students in Longwan Street and other members of the university. So thank you very much.
請問台下會仲有冇續問？
其實你自己諗下啦，一啲你自己嘅組仔都唔知發生咩事，一啲冇同你接觸過嘅同學又點會知發生咩事咧？同埋我呢個仲有一個問題，你今日聽到咁多同學對今次嘅公投都有 challenge， 好有質疑，而家你會唔會話撤回呢個公投？而家答。
Thank you. This gentleman has asked a question on whether or not we would polling or what. I think I would say in this way, because we do not have. Indeed, we do not have the authority to withdraw any general polling that is conducting. So I think the result is tells if in case the general polling is really insufficient or quorum or students do not agree with our idea, then it will show to everyone. So it is not just the problem of whether or not to withdraw it. I also want to respond to this gentleman on his last question. The moderator didn't give a chance for me to do so. That what we have done on this Westminster College after the crisis has broke. After the crisis has broke, we have discussed with the university on a lot of issues. Just like one of them is the biggest, that is the transportation. The transportation originally it is 10 minutes. There will be one shuttle bus per 10 minutes, and then we change it. And then we change it on just like those shuttle bus from the service from the halls. And it will focus more on the time that the students are concentrating to go to school. That is maybe if we have a 8:30 lesson, then the shuttle bus will go from 8 o'clock, 5 minutes past 8, and these are the things that we are keep helping the university and hope to make every arrangement better. And even I myself have went to Longwan Street at the first day in order to ensure that the students there can take on the shuttle bus, because the shuttle bus is really lack of shuttle bus. We do think so. So this is what we have done on the prices.
多謝張蔡喜副會長，錄音時間因為完結啦。咁請問台下會仲有冇續問或者新嘅問題？
Testing， 謝志豪，香港大學學生會學院總編輯，可能係2級。首先我想簡單翻譯下頭先張彩講咗其中一句，就係唔存在撤回問題，係官員最中意講嘅説話嚟嘅。我哋見到呢個公投非常之有問題嘅。我想擴張嘅問題咧就係呢一個成個公投係由評議會主席一個人去負責安排、去管理、去監察。 根據剛才陳會長嘅講法，佢個 authority 佢嘅權力係高到連學生會幹事、學生會嘅元首都唔能夠 challenge。 咁我想問喺呢一個欠缺監察、欠缺透明、欠缺公平嘅選舉入邊，你可以理解成為香港嘅選舉入邊嘅選舉事務處同埋選管會係拼翻做一個機構，仲要係由一個人去擔當嘅時候，我想問嗰個結果係咪真係能夠反映民意真實情況，係唔係符合程序公義？多謝主席。
請問有冇張卓喜副會長？
Yes, this gentleman had asked another question on whether or not this general polling is in a procedural justice. But before that, I would like to answer on his point that he helped me to interpret my words. This is what he usually do as an undergrad, chief editor-in-chief of the undergrad, and which he will always, when we say A, and then he helped me to say A, B, C, D. So yes, that is what he usually do so, because he had just clarified, that is just clarified. So back to the question, whether or not this polling is in procedural justice, I do think that as the
唔好意思，頭先我講漏咗一句，就係咧我希望台上嘅會眾咧用翻中文答。如果你認為用中文答會 discourage 咗啲 non-local 嘅 student 咧，請你用翻你慣常嘅做法，就係中英對應。多謝主席。
張卓喜副會長，咁主持要提醒你，因為你發言時間剩翻30秒，請善用。
Oh, thank you. If I have enough time, indeed, I will make it in bilingual. But because today's forum do not allow me to speak enough, then I would have no choice but to speak in English. Yes. Back to the question that whether or not this is in the procedural justice, I do think that it is actually in the procedural justice, because all along the Constitution that all of us agreeing it is all in line with the Constitution. So I do think it is in the procedural justice, which everyone agrees. Thank you.
好，請問有冇台上會眾想回答問題？請問好咁主持要提醒各位，咁由於呢個時間關係，咁容許最後5條問題發問，咁請同學係啡色衫嗰位同學。
Testing。文學院3年級曾廣新，大學堂宿生會今屆嘅會屆代表。咁即係聽翻阿張副會長係嘛？頭先講，即係我好詫異嘅，即係頭先我哋鄧同學講過話，你會唔會撤回今次嘅公投？即係好多頭都覺得有問題嘅時候，即係你話冇權力，咁就唔做啦。咁即係原來即係咁多同學覺得有問題嘅事，你就話一句冇權力，咁就唔去搞嘅時候，咁我哋仲要呢個學生會嚟做咩咧？即係呢個學生會就係咪代表到我哋嘅咧？係咪冇權力就一句都做唔到咧？咁好啦，假設你哋今次嘅事件真係無能為力，真係乜嘢都做唔到啦。咁我都建議學生會可能真係搞一個公投，俾同學決定一下，究竟今屆學生會係咪再適合代表我哋港大學生咧？最後我都係送一句俾張副會長，請你唔好再強加民意啊！多謝。
請問台上會眾會回答問題？張卓喜副會長。
Yes, thank you. Thank you, this gentleman's question. He asked on whether or not why we are saying that we have no power to withdraw this general polling. So the general.
頭先台下會眾提出請台上會眾回答問題時請精簡，而唔好重複多一次問題。咁主持亦都提醒一次，台上會眾每條問題嘅回答時間最多係3分鐘，咁請大家善用時間。
Yes, thank you. But thank you this lady's request, but I do not agree on that because if a non-local student is watching our broadcast or he is still here, he would not understand what the gentleman have just asked. So I do think that it is more appropriate to first translate the question and then answer it. And back to the question that why are we saying that we do not have the authority to do so? Is that because we always respect the Constitution? The Constitution do not allow us to withdraw that. I think there is room for discussion on whether or not the system of the journal polling is appropriate enough. So we can propose it. We can discuss it in the future. And then maybe there would be other journal pollings to amend the Constitution or whatever. But I think it is really not an appropriate measure to keep thinking of something that we are not allowed to do so. Thank you.
請問台上會眾會唔會回答問題？阮同學。
想做好簡短嘅回應。學生會有憲章，憲章係俾你權力。呢個權力你點運用？我哋 respect 你，但我希望你永遠記住，呢個權力係人民俾你㗎。當你見到人民選民嘅聲音咁強烈嘅時候，你就要認真咁反思下，究竟你係咪做錯咗咧？如果做錯事請承認，我哋會接受你我接受你 apology。
盧同學。
多謝主席，無意收水，但係亦都想喺你嘅説法上面補充幾點。你頭先同我哋講話，你推出咗一個 GP， 但係你發現你無力挽回，呢個問題係 foreseeable 㗎嘛，係嘛？即係你應該一早預見咗，你推出咗一啲嘢可能會挽回一個你無法挽回嘅後果。咁你係咪應該諗得清楚啲，唔係應該咁倉促咧？你驚人反對你嘅，你foresee到嘅，點解你唔諗清楚、諮詢多啲咧？你係咁樣鬧人嘅時候，你自己又寬己嚴人嘅喎。你每一次做嘢都係咁嘅，可唔可以俾翻少少 respect 對你自己個位咧？多謝主席，多謝主持，多謝。
張楚希副會長，咁主持都有提醒，大約有1分鐘時間。關於呢條問題，你仲有大約1分鐘時間發言。
Sure, thank you. But I do think that just now two student representatives have challenged on another question on whether we have democratic enough into look into constitution. I just reiterate my point that we can look into the details. I think it is not some kind of foreseeable or not foreseeable because up to this point I didn't agree that the journal polling should be withdrawn or what. I just say that we should not discuss something that is not possible here. So I think the result would really tell us what is happening. Thank you.
台下同學有冇續問？請問台下同學有冇新問題？係。灰色衫嗰位女同學。
公民營理學院研究生。咁其實我覺得成個公投最大嘅問題就係你而家係推出個不信任動議嘛，但係問題你哋講不信任動議嘅原因就係因為兩位university staff 啦，嚴重妨礙咗師生共治。咁但係首先對於Professor Chin 嚟講，其實佢上任都只不過係幾年，佢能夠有幾嚴重地妨礙到學生會同埋學校一齊師生共治咧？呢、這個我覺得係一個好大嘅疑問啦。咁至於Dr. Chow， 其實都好多數據都講咗佢參與，即係都俾學生參與學校嘅事務都好多㗎啦。咁究竟你哋有冇啲實際嘅例子，甚至乎數據去支持呢一樣嘢？就係話Dr. Chow 原來一直以嚟都唔俾你哋去參與一啲學校嘅 committee， 嚴重妨礙咗你嘅師生共治。因為你一路以嚟都只係講話Dr. Chow 唔接納你哋意見，但係唔接納意見嘅原因可以有好多㗎，可能係你嘅意見本身就個質素未必咁好啦。第二樣嘢，喺任何一個選舉或者一個公投，其實係咪都應該有一啲時間去俾可以投票嘅人去接觸一個比較全面嘅資訊呢？而家只不過開學第2日，之前一路都係 call 啊。
多謝同學嘅發言，因為3分鐘時間。
係我問埋，好快問完。咁你點樣能夠確保你而家啲選民啊，要投票嘅人啊，已經有足夠嘅資訊去投下一個理性嘅決定，而你得到嘅結果並唔係一個片面嘅結果呢？
請問台上會眾有冇人回答問題？ 張卓希副會長。
Thank you. Because this lady have just asked that, I think the last question is she asked that why we do not provide enough time for students to think enough to have on this issue. But I think that 5 days is the constitution made. We have to make we have to make a general polling 5 days ago, and this general polling is indeed during the general polling we have made our points why we wish to make this general polling, and the university have also explained their points in the papers that in yellow you may get in the university everywhere, and also maybe you can receive by mass email. So I think it is not really the fact that it is a one-way communication, but both sides have made their points. Yes, so it is the time for our students to make their choice. I think our students can make their wise choice indeed. Thank you.
請問台上會眾會唔會回答問題？阮傑成同學。
呢條問題唔係 direct 向我嘅，但我想講，兩位學生會中央幹事在此其實未正面回應過何謂師生共治，如何妨礙師生共治。我覺得台下會眾，我建議你哋唔好再問問題，你哋將你想講嘅發表出嚟更好啦，唔好用問題形式，因為我哋答唔到你嘅問題。
請問台上會眾仲有冇人想回答問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？請問台下會眾有冇新問題？
我係上屆嘅基信同學生會嘅外務副主席啦，即係頭先我聽陳會長講咧，就話你已經好清楚咁樣講晒俾你，即係啲組仔啊、組女聽咧，究竟呢個公投啊、for what 啊，究竟係做啲乜嘢嘅？咁但係你原來都即係我都好幾開心聽到啊，原來你有呢個聲係想俾學生知道究竟發生緊咩事喎。但係我想問，其實陳會長你心裏面港大學生係咪淨係得你啲組仔嚟咧？咁我哋其他唔同嘅港大學生應該從邊一度去知道更多學生會嘅嘢咧？定係你自己覺得根本唔需要聽學生講咧？即係我哋聽咗咁耐，淨係聽到你哋學生會淨係得4個字，我就雙重標準咯。你哋自己對自己人咧就會係好寬鬆咯，但係對於係可能對住可能你哋之前嗰個312嘅聲明，可能係有關於你哋自己嘅，可能根本係可能要拉你哋落台啦，害到你哋自己嘅利益嘅時候，你哋根本呢啲嘢就完全係變咗做縮頭烏龜咯。即係你而家究竟點樣去令到我哋港大學生就繼續相信你咧？即係咪個個都要參加你啲 union 搞嘅呢啲嘅 OK 先係算係港大嘅學生先配知道而家公投發生咩事，成間學校發生緊咩事咯？
請問台上會眾會回答問題？陳冠康會長。
即係頭先你哋話可能唔夠時間 bilingual 咁樣講，但係會唔會你可以用中文講咗先，之後先用英文去翻譯翻你哋講嘅嘢咧？唔該。
陳冠康會長。
Thank you for your question. I still insist that I was speaking English in order to cater all students. And concerning why we are initiating general polling, apart from those mass emails, those leaflets which are explaining why we initiating this general polling, I've also walked around the campus and inform students and discuss with students why we are doing this every day. So that I'm not only explaining this to those of my friends, I explain this message to all students of the university. And for the past for the last week, I've been able to reach quite a number of students and explain why we're initiating this gathering to them. So that of course we can do more. We can of course try more different methods, but we've already been able to reach quite a number of students. Thank you.
台下會眾有冇續問？續問。
我對於呢個公開論壇嘅性質有啲質疑咯，即係呢個公開論壇唔係直接咁樣同學生對話，即係我哋學生多次要求你可能用中文講咗先咁樣，咁但係你完全漠視我哋嘅民意咯，即係我哋多次咁要求，但係你都唔聽學生講嘢，咁你仲點樣叫我哋喺其他即係大是大非同埋一啲真係關於校政啊、關於學生嘅事務，再相信你哋港大學生會咧？即係好簡單嘅要求，想你用中文講咗先，簡短咁樣講咩 point， 之後你再用英文講出嚟，即係唔需要將會長再繼續喺度 repeat 翻大家嘅問題咯。即係我相信港大學生識英文啊、識聽中文呢啲，即係唔需要你再特登咁去即係 elaborate 多啲人哋
台上會眾會回答問題。陳冠康會長。
Just quick reply. I think we cannot ignore the voice of the minority. If there are any non-local students who are watching the broadcast or who are trying to involve in the discussion, we do not want them to feel excluded. So thank you very much.
請問台下會眾有冇續問？請問台下會眾有冇新問題？
吳子晴，文學院3年級，10到11年海學生會內務副主席，龍華街嘅宿生。我想問下，既然你咁中意用英文答問題，你點解唔喺我哋龍華街嘅宿舍下邊宣傳一下呢個 program 咧？咁我覺得喺公投嘅安排上面咧，都冇得拗㗎啦。即係你哋對 course 即係已經玩咗咁多年，我哋都冇為嘥咁多個唔係上過莊嘅學生嘅時間。咁我想問點解龍華街新宿舍有咩問題？你淨係根據我哋嘅理解啦，我哋做 student helper 嘅，你只係第一日嚟過幫個學生搬行李，同埋而家 student bus 嘅問題你仍然未改善嘅，仲有喺個 building 入邊嘅問題，你又知道幾多咧？咁你喺呢啲問題都唔知嘅情況之下，點樣話校方嘅代表唔能夠同你師生共治咧？你自己都唔知發生緊咩事，或者你知我唔知啦嚇。咁但係呢個問題你應該要正視，同埋希望學生會即係多啲去了解下學生咩事，唔好再喺度嘥大家時間啦。唔該。
請問台上會眾有冇回答問題？張蔡希副會長。
唔好意思，主持，我想帶一條問題俾陳會長答。
台下會眾希望詢問陳冠康會長，請問陳會長會唔會回答？陳冠康會長。
Thank you for your question. Concerning we do understand that the situation on Long Street may not be very familiar with all the details there because we are not living there. We have proposed to the university that can we temporarily we are not saying to occupy a residential placement there. We propose that can we sleep on the floor? Can we sleep on a tent there? As long as we do not occupy the residential placement of other students. However, the university replied us that some kind of procedures must be made before allowing us to temporarily stay there. So that we hope that in the future the university will allow us to temporarily stay at the Long Street Residential College, like temporarily, so that we will know. So that we will know how we can how to point out the problems there. So thank you very much.
續問。
可能我頭先講得唔清楚啦，但係你哋係咪收譬如龍華街宿生嘅意見，只能夠喺住入邊先收到嘅咧？咁係咪得一個方法？喺個樓下問下佢哋做下survey，傾下偈都唔得嘅咩？好多樓都會喺下邊傾偈嘅喎，咁你知唔知咧？多謝。
張蔡希副會長。
Yes, thank you. This gentleman also wanted to know we have other measures to look more deep into this problems or other problems in the residential college. Indeed, we do have a plan. We did propose to the masters or to the dean or PVC child we wish to enter the university the residential college. I mean, just visit them, to knock on doors, to ask to maybe ask on what actually problems are there, because we are not actually living there. We do not know maybe the lack of the ceiling or whatever. We do not know. So we wish to look into more details on other issues. But I do think this is not that related back to this concern. But we do work more on this issue. Thank you.
唔好意思，好快。我少少意見啫，唔係問題嚟，千祈唔好答。唔好嘥大家時間，大家。我覺得喺龍華街，即係你仍然係認為要住入去先解決到呢一個你了唔了解龍華街宿舍嘅言嘅問題係好奇怪嘅。即係你用呢個，我唔知你係咪騎劫呢件事啦。但係你用宿舍言，你唔知言之後係好過以前幾多啊？定係你寧願去早啲去入城入邊係有甲醛嘅俾啲學生住，咁到時你又嘈。即係我覺得你要了解下佢驗之後係咪真係有進步咯，而唔係話佢驗就錯咯。係咁多。
請問台下會眾有冇續問？白色衫個女仔係。
I want to ask the president of student union. You said that you have provided enough facts for us to know about the polling, but I think that all the messages in the emails are the facts that you choose to tell us. I think it's a kind of brainwashing.
請問台下會眾有冇續問？潘先生，我位女仔。
Thank you. I do appreciate your words that you do not ignore the voice from the minority. And I'm a normal student from the Faculty of Business and Economics. And I heard a very interesting story because some of my friends, they went to vote and they were told that their students' cards were not valid to vote. So I think it is a good opportunity for you to make some explanation. Are you really chasing for this kind of democracy, and are you really ignoring the voice from the minority? Thank you.
Yes, thank you for this lady's question. I do think that I just make a guess because why they cannot vote or participate in this voting is because they may not be the members of the Hong Kong University Students' Union. We have looked into this problem years that maybe exchange students are not voting members, and we would have more discussion on this issue, and hopefully maybe amend the constitution to include also every student who are studying here. But this is what we are working in progress. Thank you.
請問台上會眾仲有冇人想回答問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？
I think it's not only the exchange student who cannot do the polling. It's the mainland student mainly. I think they are the member of student union, but they really can't vote for anything.
請問台上會眾會唔會回應問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？間條衫嗰位男士。
周其偉理學院研究生，唔係問你，我就係想簡單地講一次，今年你哋上莊嗰屆嗰個 GP， 其中一個 amendment 就係杜絕晒所有 exchange student 有 voting right。你而家喺度再公開咁講，唔俾 exchange student 有 voting right 係一個錯誤，我覺得係愚弄緊我哋嘅學生咯。即使陳會長新上台唔知唔緊要，張副長你連任嘅喎，你唔好我聽咁樣講嘢可以咁樣講出嚟做學生咯。
主持喺度提醒各位發言時保持克制冷靜，呢個係一個理性討論嘅公共論壇，係啦。張卓副長。
Thank you. The question of this gentleman. He challenged that there was a general polling amending the constitution that do not allow exchange students to vote. I do not agree that because the general polling that held in February, it's just an amendment on the constitution because exchange students originally cannot vote. And after the polling, it is just clarifying the wordings. It is if you look back to the papers in the journal pollings in February, it is trying to make the consistency and other grammatical issues on the constitution, and not actually denying our exchange students from vote. I'm talking about that we could look into more details and discuss whether possibility to include also the exchange students in the vote, and this is what actually we are doing. So thank you.
請問台上會眾仲有冇回應問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？請問台下會眾有冇新問題？
唔該晒主持。姚思浩，文學院3年級生，11至12年度文學院學生會主席。想問翻啲關於公投安排嘅事嘅。之前咧就上年就有個公投，唔係今年啦嚇，即係炒早嘅時候就有個公投，就要罷免你哋學生會幹事。咁嗰陣時傾咗好耐，結果咧都係冇乜一啲公開嘅論壇、公開嘅場合可以好似今日咁，俾其他同學同你表達意見。然之後其他院會嘅代表、宿生會嘅代表搞咗個論壇，你冇出席嘅。到今時今日呢個論壇，呢個公投，亦都係呢一個公開論壇咧，亦都係要其他 院會嘅代表、宿生會代表幫你哋搞嘅。然之後你剛才嘅發言就不停喺度講，我哋 try our best 㗎啦。我哋有 walk around 個 campus 同人講啦，我哋有 send mass email 啦，有同UNO 啲做仔女講啦，原來就係咁嘅人。喺 council 唔使傾，最簡單搞啲公開論壇你哋都唔做，然之後你不停同大家講你嘅 facility 大學入邊嘅溝通。你覺唔覺得你 try 咗個 best 你嘅表現都好差？你有冇考慮過喺呢度同咁多位同學道個歉？同埋你哋有冇考慮引咎辭職？多謝。
請問有冇台上會眾回答問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？
Okay, I'm a non-local student and I'm living in LUMOS Street now. And so, okay, I think the arrangement of school is quite good because we are non-local students. We live in a hotel for free and the hotel environment is quite good. And so I really thank you. That I once saw a voting in the HKU portal from the student union about the Longhua Street, and each question has a very long background, and that's the student union wants us to select the intended answer. They want, they wish. So I think, is it just a brainwasher? And for the students who don't know the situation, is it suitable for them to vote for the Longhua Street?
Okay, thank you for your question.
Yes, thank you, this gentleman. But I hope that you understand that your comfort in the past few days is indeed using the budget of the whole university. So this is indeed not a question of just just the residents in the residential college, but also the problem of the whole university. That's why the surveys allowed all students to participate in. So if you think that if you have concerns on the survey, so that's why we do have finally we have a polling for you to vote. You may choose to support the university, or you may choose to support our views. Just the point is, after you have heard two sides of views, we wish you make a wise choice. Thank you.
請問台下會眾有冇續問？
楊浩啦，09年 council 啊，咁你頭先就話即係動用緊嘅係學校嘅錢啦，咁嗰啲緊急基金嚟擺咗喺度，就係出事嘅時候用噶嘛，咁佢出事嘅時候唔用主格團就係你嘅立場咧，有冇搞錯？喂，你上年用38萬張等個不知所謂嘅廣告都未還錢喎，你話我哋講錢，咁你話俾我聽啦，而家有格團，係咪唔用基金學你話齋份 public area 就係對學生最好咧？
台上會眾有冇回答問題？張卓希副會長。
Yes, thank you. This gentleman's question. He asked whether this budget is well spent on solving this problem. Yes, this budget may be well spent on solving this problem because maybe that's just like the gentleman said. He has a very comfort few days to be accommodated. But the problem is originally we do not have to make this crisis out. If the university can have a better planning to make all things earlier, then we would have the air quality problem comes out, and we finally do not need to waste this $1 million of budget. That's what we mean. Thank you.
好，請問台上會眾再問想回答問題，錢大康教授。
Sorry, I was asked by the organizer to speak on the budget. Not that I want to jump in the fun. The budget, we have contingency plan. I told you earlier. Of course, we have contingency budget. How will a contingency plan without a budget? And the contingency budget is already in the plan. And I would want to make a statement that no amount of dollar is too large for the safety of our students. Thank you.
請問台下會眾有冇續問？係，灰先生女同學。
林守賢MVP 2年級09年香港大學生會處理學生會嘅秘書，其實就好簡單嘅 comment 就係、第一次312你哋搞啲單嘢出嚟，令學生會名譽掃地。今一次你令到學生會變咗過街老鼠。你呢樣嘢我好唔知係咪你哋想做嘅事情，就係令到我哋學生會根本喺呢個學界同埋喺我哋嘅校嘅事情。根本係不被容納，亦都係令人嘅鄙視嘅。即係有一個挽救方案，我覺得可以提出就係唔該，係今次呢件事向譚俊升問責。佢搞一個咁不知所謂、咁不知所謂嘅 polling， 你哋作為 counselor 係有責任同埋有必要向佢問責。我覺得你應該幫佢落台，就係咁多。
請問台上會眾回答問題。由於時間關係，咁而家係最後舉手發言。請問仲有冇同學有續問或者新問題嘅？黑色衫嘅同學。
呢條新問題嘅，我係周永康，今屆香港大學學生會學院副總編輯，文學院2年級。咁我見到幹事會你不斷提好顧及每一位學生 local 同 local， 但你雙重標準咁每位學生都睇到，我唔明點解你哋喺 email 裏面嗰封指控校方係獨裁，即係 email 係冇英文版嘅，呢個我唔明白。跟住我想問，其實你哋喺近日校方，即係近日校入面出現嗰啲指責校方係咩卡納菲啊？木巴拉克啊，嗰啲 poster 係唔係幹事會列嘅？因為喺出邊傳媒收到嘅新聞稿，佢哋嗰封新聞稿裏邊係有你哋指責校方係獨裁者，就好似木巴拉克同埋卡納菲咁樣。我想問下，你哋係咪刻意抹黑校方？仲有第二個問題，我想問下，嗱，你哋其中一條承認，即係成一個提出嚟嘅 argument 就係話，因為欠缺學生嘅參與聲音，而令到龍華街延遲。我想問下，如果有你哋幹事會嘅參與，你哋可以點樣令到龍華街宿舍嘅落成延遲咧？你哋係咪可以揾多啲工人咧？定係你哋可以令到天氣好啲咧？我想問下你哋啲 argument 背後嘅理據係啲乜嘢？唔該解釋。
Thank you for your question. Concerning those posters, they are not the official publication of the students' union, and we did not make those posters. And I do not encourage students to use these ways to express their opinion because this is not a rational way, and I do not want any people to be attacked because of this issue.
台上會眾仲有冇人想回答問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？續問。
我想幹事會回應我頭先第2條問題。
請問台上會眾，特別係學生會幹事會唔會回應問題？請問學生會嘅幹事張蔡希副會長。
Thank you. I'm not talking about, this gentleman asked his second question on if we are participated in this crisis management group, whether or not we can provide better solution. But the point is that we are now not in the crisis management group. We do not have that information. We do not have that internal information on our hands. It is not fair for us to directly make a proposal here to you and telling you how to solve out the problems. But I believe student participation that we treasure for 100 years do help in university development and for the whole university group. Thank you.
續問，請問台上會眾有冇想回答問題？盧同學。
多謝主持。 我覺得頭先張彩副會長個 logic 係好荒謬嘅。你同我講你關心呢件事嘅發展，但係你就同我講，因為你入唔到個 committee，所以你就冇 proposal 俾我啦。你冇同我講話，你一定有諗過嘅係咪啊？你係關心的話，你喺屋企又會諗過，你沖涼嘅時候諗過，你同啲幹事會傾偈嘅時候，點都會有諗過啦。你而家同我講，你乜嘢都講唔到出嚟，好有問題喎！呢個擺到明係大話嚟嘅喎。多謝主席，多謝主持。
請問台上會眾有冇回答問題？張彩希副會長。
Thank you. I just think that this gentleman's guess is on a very non-factual base because the time that we received the news that the LUMOS Street have delayed is already the 4th of September, and we do not have sufficient ways. We do not have we do not know what resources we can have to solve the problem or whatever. So it is not a problem that we can solve the problem indeed. So what is the point to solve the problem after the problem is already held? I think we can look more deep into the evaluation after this matter, but not trying to make a proposal after the crisis have already broke out. Thank you.
請問台下同學有冇續問？續問。
林俊軒，理學院3年級生。即係我呢個係意見嚟嘅，因為我覺得問學生會講時，佢都唔會答到啲咩問題嘅。即係已經係問咗你，究竟俾到你做嘢，你可以做啲乜嘢？喂，我而家唔係叫你入去清潔團喎，係嘛？你而家係可以開個論壇，但係同時公投係進行緊嘅。咁請問你個 evaluation 係做咗去邊咧？即係咪叫我哋做咗決定去罷免2位 university staff 嘅職務先，跟住先再去 evaluate 咧？我覺得學生會而家嘅做法係一嚟，我睇到啲 email， 佢哋已經強姦咗民意，我完全係睇到就係一面倒嘅意見，一個公開嘅論壇都未做到。你已經要去同呢一時間投票，我對呢個學生會非常之失望。係。
請問台下會眾有冇續問？續問。
我唔知頭先張彩副會長話佢喺其他冚度都係做到嘢啦。咁我想問根據校方提供嘅資料咧，你就應該係呢個龍華街管治委員會裏邊嘅觀察員嚟喎。咁我想問下你究竟做過啲咩咧？你係咪成日去開會咧？咁你呢個身為觀察員嘅身份，你係咪有失職嘅地方咧？你係咪檢討下咧？我想問下。而另外，根據校方提供資料如果有錯唔該你糾正，就係佢哋一個 project group 係會定期同承建商開會，係有學生代表喺裏邊。咁我想問你同佢啲所謂學生代表其實有冇溝通，定係你哋又再一次失職係冇同佢哋溝通到咧？個問題喺邊咧？我想如果校方可以嘅話，都回應下其實裏邊嘅學生代表喺度做緊啲咩嘢，同埋有啲咩成員。
請台上會眾回答問題，係。
Yes, thank you. I think you're referring to the governance committee of the LUMOS Street residents, but I do not think that this is much more related. Maybe you are more related to another working group, which is the working party on the residential college development, just like something like that, and that is more focused on this. But I do attend the meetings, maybe one or two that crash other meetings that I may not attend. But during all meetings, I remember the last meeting was held in June, but not any later. And I was told that the龍華Street residential college would be completed by late August, and 2 of the blocks may even complete earlier. So. We did not heard the problem from the university, but after that meeting, indeed, we do not have chances to participate into more on this issue. I mean, on monitoring the working progress, just as you said, maybe meeting with the contractors or whatever. We do not have chances to work in the debt. I think the working party. I think the working party didn't have functioned well in the past 2 months because after the June's meeting, we do not actually have monitoring ways to do so. Yes. Thank you.
請問台上會眾仲有冇回應？好。
Thank you. I agree with what Mr. Ernest Joe has just said. He served on the working party, and then the working party would have regular meetings with the architect so that they would let us know the latest update. We had our last meeting, if I remember it correctly, probably in June, I think, before the opening of the Lombard Street residences. Now, the working party did not meet very frequently because there were a lot of changes in the schedule because of unforeseen factors. And then as I said earlier on, my role as the Dean of Student Affairs in that working party is to contribute to the ideas of the design rather than directly supervising the contractor. And so I just want to provide that point of information. To be fair to Mr. Jerm as well. Thank you.
唔該，周偉立博士。咁請問台上會眾仲有冇發言？請問台下因為頭先已經係第3次續問啦，所以5次續問嘅，咁係新問題。咁由於時間嘅關係，呢一條已經係最後一條嘅新問題啦。咁黑色衫嗰位啦，
多謝主席，文學院3年級趙希彤。我想講點解今次公投有咁多人咁嬲呢？我個人係絕對贊成師生共治嘅，但係我冇辦法容忍師生共治變咗做一啲人打壓異己嘅藉口。公投投票係民主制度嘅基石。點解大家今次咁嬲？係因為你哋摧毀咗呢一個民主制度嘅基石。喺呢個投票，你哋搞個過程入邊，邊一忽民主？你唔好話俾我聽，公投就係民主。你喺開學第1日，咁多同學都未知道發生咩事嘅時候，你搞公投出嚟，你仲衰到要你哋嘅組仔女，佢哋未清咗成件事，你都係做佢係 helper。有啲內地嘅同學，佢係想投票，想發表自己嘅意見，竟然票站即連問佢哋係咩身份，問完之後就話我哋個卡機唔得喎。呢啲係嗰陣時發生咩事？我覺得好醜。同埋你哋決定用公投呢一個方式去表達你哋對校方嘅不滿嘅時候，有冇尊重過你哋莊內嘅意見？喺呢一次莊期入面，你哋試過幾多次因為自己一啲幾個人嘅決定而連累你嘅戰友要幫你哋受把？你苦心自問試過幾多次？你哋答唔落。以上有啲你哋唔答都唔緊要，以下呢一句，我想打一條 band chant， 我唔會文章坐戲。今年3月，我懇請你辭職回頭是岸，話俾大家聽個事實真相係點樣，有邊啲人喺度威脅緊你。我依家懇請你再度考慮我呢個建議，因為你曾經係一個好好嘅朋友。多謝。
請問台上會眾嘅回答問題。陳冠康會長。
Thank you for the question. And since February, I have elected as president of the Students' Union. There are indeed many difficulties in many difficult times. And I believe and I trust that I always do the things that I believe that is right. And you may not agree with all the decisions that I have made, but I hope students would agree that I was going to make these tough decisions. So thank you very much.
請問台上會眾有冇回答問題？請問台下會眾有冇續問？續問。
多謝主席，其實呢一個唔係續問，呢一個呼籲嚟嘅，就係今日呢一個論壇咧，大家見到民意係相當清晰嘅，對於呢一次公投無論係議題係處理公投嘅手法都係相當清晰嘅，所以我懇請今日出席咗呢個論壇嘅各位同學，若然呢一次公投出嚟嘅結果，呢兩個議案係被通過嘅話，請大家對呢一個結果高度存疑。多謝主席。
好咗嘛。好，咁今日嘅論壇係到尾聲嘅，咁到最後，咁主持希望台上嘅會眾用1至2分鐘嘅時間去做一次總結發言。咁就請由周偉立博士開始，然後順序去到孫智新堂嘅宿舍代表。係。
Well, dear students, I just want to thank all of you again for your commitment and devotion to the university. In the past, many students, including the executive committee members of the student union, and many other students have provided very valuable ideas, comments, as well as very concrete help to our new students. I am very grateful from the bottom of my heart. 我想再一次多謝咁多位同學，港大所有嘅同學咧都係好愛學校，好愛學生會。我可以講埋呢一句，因為我都係講真。過去好多年嘅時間，即係同學俾咗好多寶貴嘅意見，俾咗好多好珍貴嘅幫助俾我哋校方嘅同事同埋新生。我希望呢個傳統咧，我哋嘅愛港大呢個精神，我哋港大呢個咁嘅自尊感、自豪感咧，係可以再延續多好多個100年。多謝。
Students have been coming to this spot to learn for 100 years now. I think during that time, this university has developed pride and it's developed passion. And I think we're seeing that today. I'd like to thank you all for expressing your pride and your passion. But along with pride and passion, there has to be a certain amount of harmony. And harmony comes from communication. And I think there is room for better communication. And I hope we all work together to improve the communication in the university.
Thank you. Thank you. Everyone knows that I'm fairly new to Hong Kong U. I'm not a Hong Kong U alumni. I've been here only 2 years, but I'm totally impressed by the student passion, the dialogue, and the events going on. The society has high expectations of our students, so I think everyone here should look to that standard, high expectation of our students. So everything you do, everything we do collectively, reflect on the university. We reflect on our 100 years history and reflect on thousands and thousands of alumni. So I hope that all students, regardless whether you agree or disagree with each other, bear that in mind. And this is one thing I learned. I want to repeat the earlier statement again. The university respect and welcome all the students' opinion. It respect and welcome the student participation. It also respect students for all critical comments to the university. But in order to earn respect, your voice being heard, you have to have facts, integrity, and fairness. And I want to say this to our 2 Hong Kong USU Exco members. Thank you.
Thank you again for giving the opportunity and platform for every students and university members to express their opinions. And I just share with Professor Mappers that there are rooms for improvement on communication between students and university. And I hope in the future, after on this matter, we will be able to have more chances to discuss with the university on various matters in order to improve the situation. So thank you once again and welcome to all your comments. So thank you very much.
咁頭先張彩希副會長就向主持就表示就話佢陣間係會做總結發言嘅。咁接住落嚟咧就係由院會代表去發言。咁首先請盧康業同學。
咁
據我了解咧，港大學生或者同大部分香港年輕人一樣咧，都比較靜嘅，對於一啲大眾化議題，多數都係最後先出聲。尤其我 faculty 啦，好多人都唔係太清楚點解有啲事咁所以今次呢個論壇對我嚟講印象好深嘅。點解要搞呢個論壇咧？其實就係想聽呢啲嘢啫嘛，就係想喺公投完之前冇聽數唔緊要，想聽究竟港大學生對呢件事係諗啲咩嘢，而唔係淨係睇嗰份問卷。咁好多謝今日大家俾咗呢啲意見我哋，好多謝今日大家都行出嚟同我哋講翻你對呢件事嘅睇法。我自己嘅中期入面啦，喺港大學生會入面，我覺得經歷咗都 OK 多嘢。對學生會嘅態度啦，好老實講係有個熱情係有減退嘅。睇到嘅係因為究竟呢個學生會代表緊嘅係邊個咧？究竟佢講緊師生共治入面個生係學生會啊，定係學生啊？希望學生會嘅幹事今日翻到去，你唔記得個公投結果唔緊要，你由得佢過咗唔緊要，你記得今日喺度聽過所有嘅嘢。多謝大家。
接住落嚟係阮傑成同學。
各位好。我有兩樣嘢想講。第一，學術啲人講，我覺得今日上咗一堂邏輯課，我係睇到咩叫邏輯推論。有人講有 A 就有 B， 佢同我講話呢件事唔夠民主，呢件事影響咗成千人，所以就有公投。但我想講，仲有好多嘢你冇考慮，唔係因為呢啲咁少嘅嘢，你就要推個公投出嚟。頭先有學生聽到，佢反映過其實 school arrangement 係 appreciate school arrangement， 佢覺得係幫到學生嘅。有好多人都覺得時間倉促，冇諮詢過評議員，甚至講學生意見。基於呢啲嘢，我覺得呢個邏輯推論係唔成立我哋推公投嘅。然後我好高興一件事就係今日有好多人企喺度。我覺得今日有兩樣嘢我哋帶出咗，一係民主，二係校政。校政要溝通。頭先 Professor John Melders 講過。今日我哋喺內務副會長身上，我哋知道咗學校裡面有好多嘢，有啲叫 working parties， 有啲叫 crisis management team， 有啲 committee， 有 senate， 有 council， 入邊係有學生代表 student representative 嘅。我希望今日一堂教育課可以俾廣大學生知道，呢啲嘢係關你事，政治係眾人之事，就算大學裏面都係民主。民主需要你哋參與。我哋作為一個學生，我哋冇任何政治包袱嘅時候，我哋喺大學裏面都唔做呢件事，出到去社會做幾時做？到最後好 personal 嘅 feeling。點解我咁着緊？係因為我哋有心啊！我哋愛一樣嘢，我哋愛一個人，我哋好 care 佢。點解我哋搞個論壇出嚟？就係因為我哋真係想，我哋覺得有啲問題想做啲嘢出嚟。我哋希望 uphold 一啲 ideals， 我哋係相信有啲嘢我哋應該要把握，我哋應該企出嚟做。所以我哋先咁，係因為對份空空嘅愛。我就錯。咁我希望各位你哋珍惜今日企咗呢度一日，你哋唔好忘記幾刻你哋感受。將來需要你哋向你哋身邊人講你得到嘅嘢，到最後就係係咯。我雖然唔認同你咁嘅嘢，我 respect 你，我捍衞你嘅發言權，但係到最後我真係唔認同你所有講嘅嘢。多謝你。
接住落嚟係社堂代表，首先請畢子樂同學。
即係大家睇呢個今日 forum 之後啦，我諗對於即係點解要有公投啊？點解用公投呢種手法？即係到底延誤係咪校方兩個高層嘅責任咧？到底點解之前點樣冇師生共事啦？到底 GP 真係過咗嘅時候點樣會改善到啦？咁對於等等嘅問題，我諗大家都係即係唔理解嘅，因為即係上述好有邏輯嘅問題啦，可能甚至迴避問題啦，答得唔清唔楚啦。咁即係我而家咁講啦，我希望好快盡快大家開翻個 ECM 咁樣。咁我唔認為即係到我哋每一個 councillor 都話一齊開啦，咁冇人因為一個談訊聲話唔開咁就開唔到㗎嘛。咁大家坐喺度揾個 MPCC 都可以做到啦，點會一個人都可以停頓咗成個學生？我覺得呢樣嘢唔合理。咁到最後我呼籲大家即係繼續關注呢件事啦，即使兩條 GP 過咗，即係就算真係過咗啦，咁我都希望大家去行翻出嚟話俾大家知，到底個民意係點樣嘅咯。多謝各位。
李志軒同學，
即係呢幾日睇好多 mass email 都見到好多學生會幹事啦，特別係可能台上兩位喺度話港大出現咗獨裁者啦。我覺得有獨裁者係一個好可悲嘅事，但係當嗰兩個獨裁者 話自己好民主，然之後再指責其他人獨裁先係最可悲嘅咯。即係我明白點解你仲可以咁厚顏無恥又好啦，仲可以話自己個 GP 係民主。你哋嗰個民意嘅依據，連個 GP quorum 都唔夠，你一個學生代表你都冇諮詢過，連最基本公開論壇都要我哋幫你搞嘅時候，你點解仲可以話呢個係一個民主嘅舉動咧？其實我真係唔好明白。最後有少少可能 personal 嘅 feeling 啦，就係我一開始以為上學生會幹事嘅人係一心想服務學生、代表學生，但係當你而家見到面前咁多學生覺得你哋唔係服務緊佢哋，係喺度強姦佢哋民意，你哋係完全喺度獨裁，完全唔尊重佢哋嘅時候，你哋究竟上莊嘅目的係點樣呢？希望即係在座嘅兩位學生會幹事可以諗清楚自己當初想上莊上學生會嘅決定。多謝。
今日有關於港大龍華街新宿舍延期入宿以及相關嘅公投安排嘅公開論壇已經圓滿結束啦。咁多謝各位同學嚟參與，亦都希望各位同學可以繼續留意呢件事嘅。咁多謝各位。